this time, let us all please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And there you go, folks. The national anthem here played at North Allegheny High School. Welcome into high school WPIAL playoff baseball. It's Brad Windhorst here for Ellwood City Sports alongside Lawrence County Sports Network. Going to help us out tonight, Mr. James Dotson, as we bring you coverage. It's the Ellwood City Wolverines taking on the number 14 seed Seton LaSalle Running Rebels. Ellwood City 14-5, 8-2 in Section 1. And on the flip side, Seton LaSalle 10-6 and 8-4. They have the extra team in their Section 4, so they play 12 games in Section. This game was scheduled for 2 nights ago, 7 o'clock, but rain kind of delayed a little bit of everything. In fact, all games were delayed on Tuesday. And, well, we can say a great idea and a great choice to make that decision. 80 degrees, no cloud in sight, and beautiful weather here as we are about ready to go. Dotson, you got some quick little insight here of other games that just happened, because Ellwood, even though they just showed up about 20 minutes after the top of the hour at 5 o'clock, there was a game beforehand that was big.
There was. Lawrence County representing Mohawk, the 11 seed, defeats Deer Lakes, the 6 seed, by a final score of 6-3. So Mohawk, the winner of this game, is going to face the Warriors. And I love with the fact that they've moved these games back from Tuesday to Thursday. They also made the decision to have the next round games be on Tuesday, Wednesday for the quarterfinal, semifinal back-to-back. Previous years, it's been Monday, Tuesday. I like to give one extra day, make sure that all the pitchers are rested as much as I can from this first-round game. And if you want to choose to use that same pitcher again in the quarterfinals, you now are more likely to be able to do that. It'll be 4 or 5 days rest at that point rather than 3 days rest like it would have been.
Yeah, and like Dotson just said on your screen, folks, here at home, you can see that quad 3 of the 3A bracket. One of the 4 spots here, the quad 3 is Ellwood as the 3 seed, and then 14 seed was Seton LaSalle. That game's being played obviously here in a couple minutes, but as Dotson said, Mohawk defeated Deer Lake, so whoever wins this game will then take on the Mohawk Warriors. So let's talk about some starting lineups here for the Wolverines. We'll start with them on the mound, and that's going to be number 3. That is Aaron Lake, a junior, 6-0 this year with a .62 ERA, the best in WPIAL. You can see the lineup on your screen there as we will progress to that in the bottom of the first. On the flip side, starting us off, we're going to have Dom Breisinger and Rathar, and then followed up by Ryan Kerr, as we are about ready to get underway here. Again, the second game here at North Allegheny High School. Softball also being played, so you may hear a couple calls in the background taken on down to the right side of us. First play here underway. First pitch, bunt attempt there by number 8, that being Dominic Breisinger. A nice play by Aaron Lake off the mound, throw down the first in time. So 1 pitch, 1 out. First pitch here, 7 o'clock local time. Interesting.
I mean, a leadoff batter, when I was a leadoff batter, which was not very often, let's be honest here, but I always liked watching at least 1 pitch come by. It's very impressive. He said, you know what, I'm squaring the bunt first off, and I'm going to try to lay one down. But a great play by Lake coming off the mound.
First pitch of the second at bat here, swing and a miss for strike one, and that'll be number 10, the center fielder, Connor Rathar. He's batting .404 on the year. The stats for Seton LaSalle is going to be a little bit of a, I don't want to say a mystery, us being from Lawrence County, but more importantly, they have used several players in several different locations of this lineup. So expect a little bit of craziness across the board. Pitch there, catches the corner, and just like that, Lake gets ahead 1-2.
Oh, and part of that, too, I mean, we just talked to Coach Mariano after their game. I mean, they were in a similar scenario. Different lineups, different positions all throughout the course of the year, trying to find the right lineup at the right time. Mohawk thinks that they have done so to Seton LaSalle, that same thing.
Time called not granted, pitch down low for a ball. That'll even account 2-2. And Dotson, one of the things that you kind of already reiterated and got to was pitch count. Pitch count's going to play a factor. This game, not too much, but you get into next week, you got to figure out what you want to do with your starter and your secondary pitcher. 2-2 pitch here. Catches the corner, strike three, and just like that, the first strikeout for Aaron Lake. Not many on the year, 43 total coming into play, but very methodic pitching. Only one time hitting that 100-pitch mark.
Absolutely, and when you look at it, too, I look not as much at the strikeouts, but the ratio. 44 Ks on the year, just 14 walks. A nice 3-to-1 ratio right there. Exactly what you're looking for. I mean, obviously you'd want 4 or 5 or 1 would be great, but right there is proof why he is able to be so efficient with that pitch count.
You get into the late innings, you know that you want to make sure the opposing team earns runs and not give up runs via the walk. So far, Aaron Lake coming out here pitching pretty well. At the plate now, that's going to be number 5. That's Ryan Kerr, the left fielder, batting .289 for the Rebels. He quickly gets behind 0-2. So Aaron Lake may have to wait an extra 2 days, but it seems like he comes out wheeling and dealing right off the bat.
Yeah, got to take care of this game right here before you start thinking about what you're doing on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yep. Here's that 0-2 pitch. Contact back to the left side over the shortstop's head. Kennedy, this could go. It's going to go to the line, to the fence, but it's just going to be a loud line drive single there for Kerr.
Yeah, good 2-strike hitting. Maybe probably too pretty of a pitch if you're Aaron Lake there, probably one he wants back early, but pounding the zone. I'm not going to be too upset with that and giving up a 2-out hit, not the worst thing in the world. Now Sebastian Norkovicus. How about this? This is only the 4th game he's played this year, Brad.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. He's batting .600, but we don't know necessarily 100% what that means, but fourth game.
What we know is that he is 6 for 10 on the year, but yeah, with only 3 games played. But, 3 RBI in those games, got a double in those games, so he's come back to the lineup, and they trust him, putting him there in that cleanup spot.
Look over at the runner there at first. Back safe is Kerr. Sun starting to set behind the trees here, so shade could come into play for the pitcher throwing over the first. Here's the 0-1 count. Swing and a miss there, make the count 0-2, and Lake gets ahead again.
So let's see what he does here with this 0-2 pitch. He left one over the heart of the plate and got hit on the last one. See if he tries to waste a pitch here, see if he can get Norkovicus to chase.
Yeah, maybe drop it in the ground or maybe a slider outside. Pitch there, swing and a miss, strike 3, and just like that, the Wolverines make it a pretty solid top of the first inning here. We'll head to the bottom of the second. We'll stay here, or sorry, bottom of the first. We'll stay here, though, as we want to talk a couple different things. Dotson, while you have time, if you want to get some score updates from other games. I know there's one on the screen that you're looking at, and we're all looking at it as well.
Well, I'll a little suspense there and leave that one for last. The other games,
like
the other games on the bottom half of the bracket, we mentioned Mohawk winners 6-3, so the winner of this one takes on the Warriors on Tuesday. The other games in the top or in the bottom half of the bracket, Avonworth, the 2 seed, defeats Keystone Oaks just 1-0. A big game over the 18 seed, but the Lopes survive and advance. Quaker Valley coming out of this section, a 4-2 victory over Ligonier Valley. On the other side, the only final so far is the 8-9 game. Burrell winning that game 9-8 in that 8-9 game. But the big one, the winner of that one takes on either Riverside or Shadyside Academy. The 1-6 game or 1-16 game, the 16 seed Bulldogs are leading 3-1 over Riverside in the 3rd inning.
So I know Ellwood fans are probably thinking about that one maybe an hour or 2 from now, but that's a big one. Riverside down early. But on the flip side, these Wolverines, a season to remember, but it's not done. They've had one of their better seasons in the past decade, for that matter. We could go through all the historical meanings behind this game, but the last time they were in the playoffs, I believe, was 2021. A 10-12 team that played Keystone Oaks and beat Keystone Oaks as the 6th seed, and then eventually lose to South Park. But if you take away that 2021 year, 2017, and then you got to go all the way back to 2003 when Ellwood won a state title. That playoffs has been a thing for Wolverines. They've been having really good years. Unfortunately, it's just been one or two teams that have, or one or two games that have kind of eliminated them. And I know for a fact, as we sit up here for the bottom of the first, one of those games was that game just a couple days ago against Shenango, kind of like a grudge match, to a redemption after Shenango did eliminate Ellwood last year from the playoff contention.
Well, and that's exactly the point that I wanted to make, is that, yeah, they've been so close so many times because of the fact they've been in such a ridiculously tough section. I mean, you got that team across the river that we may not mention, and then you got, obviously, Neshannock-Shenango when they were up for the last couple of years in Class 2A. You've got Mohawk that's always been competitive for the last 5 or 6 years as a tough team. Now you got a section, we know, with a team like Quaker Valley that's on the rise and has one of their best teams. So there's just been so many great, great teams that have been having to battle it out. And when you have this back-to-back, splits are great, but if you split and then get swept in one, it's lights out.
Yep. And that's why the Wolverines faithful are kind of looking forward to this one. They know softball as well, just like that. Both the 3 seed, they are going to be the favorite today. But got to get the work done for sure to make that happen, to move on to next week. First pitch here on the mound is a ball. It's a 1-0 count here. And then on the mound is going to be Mike Swarovski Jr. He comes in 6-1 with a 2.23 ERA. And he's been pretty much the lead dog for the Rebels, although they have used 6 or 7 different pitchers throughout the year.
Yeah, him and LaCastro have been the top 2 guys that they've used consistently. Second most innings on the year, but talk about a great ratio. 33 strikeouts, just 6 walks for Swarovski.
Yeah, the book on both these teams are they do not walk many players. And that's a test to how good the pitching staff has been for both teams. Pitch there misses, and just like that, though, on the flip side, that's a first at-bat walk. 4 pitches straight by Swarovski.
And this is something that you got to keep your eyes on, because pitching here at North Allegheny, I don't know if it's deception, because it's a standard mound, but it just feels higher, and all 4 pitches there were upstairs. So you got to make the adjustment pretty quickly here. 4-pitch walk to start the game.
So that puts Biscup at first base. Now up at the plate will be number 5, Nate Kennedy, the shortstop. Coming in batting 240, but he's been walked several times and also been plunked a couple times as well. Nate being kind of the secondary pitcher for the Wolverines, so we'll see what they do. Obviously, again, not going too far ahead, but that'll be for another week. 6th pitch of the game for Swarovski. 5 drops in for strikes, and that'll even account 1-1.
Yeah, now the handcuffs can come off. Now you can execute your game plan. See, maybe do you move a runner over, or you third baseman playing way up?
You read my mind. My thought is play the bunt, and he shows it, pulls it back, but it does drop in for a strike, so it's 1-2 count now from Swarovski.
Yeah, beautiful breaking ball first. We've really seen from Swarovski. Nice action there. Good sweeping curveball.
So the 1-2 pitch here, assume that the bunt is going to be taken off here. But we've seen different things every single time at the mound. Time granted there. Wave it off.
Didn't feel comfortable, and I like that. Pitcher being in control. Swarovski didn't like either the pitch call or just didn't feel comfortable, so steps off, gets the sign, resets.
Here's 1-2. Up high, that'll make the count even, 2-2. One of the things that we haven't really talked about all year is the pitch comms, the communication system and devices. I think initially a lot of people were like up in arms with it, and I think people have finally grown to like them. And I know the Wolverines got it on board finally.
One more piece of technology.
Yeah.
Nice quick move from Swarovski. Wow. He threw that. He stepped off, but he threw it really before he was even turned. Good, accurate, strong throw.
And I don't blame him. Biscuit playing at least 2 steps off of that first base bag there. It's going to be a tough one here. Wolverines don't steal as much as they did last year, but they will do it. Pitch drops outside, so that'll make it full now, 3-2. And early going here, Wolverines putting a little trouble on the mound.
Now working good counts here is Kennedy, but now you've worked to the full count. Now you got to win the at-bat.
Playing real tight to that box, the batter's box there. 1 foot right in that line. Got to make it hard to pitch inside. 3-2. Misses there, and that's going to be ball 4. So back-to-back walks here to start the game for the Wolverines. That's something that's going to possibly come back to bite you if you don't watch it and you're in the early going.
Now here's where playoff teams are the best they can be. Middle of the order can still do the job when you need to. And here's the question again. Do you get runs early here? Do you go ahead and sacrifice a moving run over? Force a defense to make the play, but at the same time, you haven't seen many strikes yet either to consider bunting them. So this is an interesting scenario for Coach Wise.
Yeah, and you have one of your historically better in the past 2-3 years batters. That's Jordan Keller. He'll show it but pull it back in time, so that's ball 1. Jordan Keller, 418 on the year, and he hits for extra base hits. I think he's got 7 or 6 on the year, with 3 of them being home runs. So he's got power, but at this point of the stage, you may want to say just hit contact, get in the field of play.
And you also trust someone like Keller, a catcher, sees the ball well. You trust him to lay down a good bunt if he is going to do so.
He does. It comes to the right side. Unfortunately, too hard. Good play by the first baseman. He'll check the runner at second, so everybody's safe, but the catch is made by number 31, that being, say the name again. Norkovics. So there's one out for the Wolverines here.
Yeah, did everything right except get it down. Norkovics coming in hard and making the catch, and he's playing way up again. A couple feet in the grass here as Aaron Lake comes to bat.
As a shade comes pretty much all the way to the dirt and the mound here and all the way to the batter's box. Up at the plate, that'll be number 3, Aaron Lake. First pitch there, called strike. Aaron Lake, the opposite pitcher for the Wolverines today. 6-0, but on the flip side, batting .263 and extra base hit machine as well. He's got 8 of them and a home run as well. So he likes to hit the contact. The only knock is usually your big bat. He doesn't mind swinging either.
But now down 0-2. Can't be thinking about putting this one out to the softball field. You're finding some green, trying to advance the runners. Changing the approach when you got the 2-strike count.
Here's that 0-2 pitch. Up high, just missing. I'll make the count 1-2.
Good location from Sororsky. Putting something up at eye level, trying to get Lake to chase, but a better job by the batter, not doing so.
Infield playing pretty tight down the lines here and in a little bit. 1-2 pitch. Outside misses, makes the count even again, 2-2 now.
But yeah, here's what you're looking for is you fell down 0-2. You've held off on 2 good pitches. Now you got to look to find yours. Anything close, go and drive it. But now you're back in the driver's seat here with the count even.
Swing and a miss there by Lake for strike 3. And Swarsky starting to work out of a jam here. That's back-to-back outs. 2 gone. And coming up the plate is Will Nardone.
Yeah, Biscup and Kennedy leading off with the walks, but line out on a bunt, now a strikeout. Now a chance for Will Nardone. See if they can get a little 2-out lightning here and bring home the first run.
And on the flip side, Swarovski, yeah, pitch count may go up a little bit, but if you can get out of this first inning 0-0, you'll take that. So here's that first pitch. Will Nardone at the plate. 2:45 on the year. Outside missing for ball 1.
Through the first 5 batters, 4 first pitch balls thrown by Sororsky. Best pitch in baseball is a first pitch strike. He's fallen behind so far. He's battled back in the first 4 batters. Can Nardone make it hurt?
1-0 pitch. Swing and tap there. It's going to be a foul ball, but caught by the catcher, so they'll make the count even 1-1.
Yeah, so far behind on the fastball, it feels like, for Ellwood City.
Yeah, not too many pitchers in section other than Mohawk and Riverside that can hit that 89, 90 mark. And I'm assuming Seton LaSalle here with Swarovski is going to be pretty close to up there as well. Pitch contact foul late again, but live to fight another day as Nardone makes the count 1-2.
Yeah, good job on that one. Fooled on a breaking ball, it looked like. Just able to keep the hands back enough to get a piece of it. Now make the adjustment with 2 strikes. And what are you coming if you're Swarovski? Do you go back to the breaker, or do you pound the gas that has blown by a few already?
2 outs here, runners at first and second via the walk. Here's the pitch up high and inside. I think they're going to call a balk. Yeah. Unfortunately, Swarovski, he looked back at second base, lifted his leg, shifted wrong and incorrect off the mound. So they're going to call balk. So that'll move the runners to second and third now.
I think that's the first balk I've seen called all year.
That is our second. Nice to say that's the first one on the opposing team this year. So second and third now, 1-2 pitch. Obviously not a pitch, but moves the runners. Outside again, and Dodson, you're keeping track of this. 2-2 counts. That's got to be a lot now, even counts-wise.
Yeah, Kennedy had a 2-2 count that went full, and now Lake and Nardone back-to-back 2-2 counts.
Wow. So Deuce is wild here. 2 runners, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch here. A big one for Nardone and Swarovski. Breaking ball drops in for a strike, and that will end the inning. A nice battle back by Swarovski and the Rebels. We'll head to the top of the second, scoreless here from North Allegheny High School. All right, folks, welcome back here as we head into the top of the second inning. And at the plate will be number 11, Mike Swarovski Jr., the pitcher. And he comes in at the plate batting .306, so power just like Aaron Lake as well. First pitch there down low for ball 1.
Keeping an eye on that pitch count, though. 12 pitches thrown by Aaron Lake in the first inning, 22 thrown from Swarovski Jr., but a good job of getting out of the inning without any damage.
1-0 count, catches the top of the strike. Makes the count 1-1 now. Catching the strike zone at the top there. Quick pitch there, outside and down low and ground. Makes the count 2-1. It's one of the things that Aaron Lake likes to do. He likes to keep things moving. He does not slow down for anyone. That pitch is fouled back. Makes the count even 2-2.
As long as you are comfortable with your pace. A lot of pitchers I've seen try to work quickly because you're taught at a young age, hey, work quick, work quick. You want to work in control, work at a pace that is good for you.
Here's that 2-2 pitch from Lake. Drops in, just missing down low. That'll make the count full 3-2.
Yeah, Keller tried to frame it up, but just down below the knees.
Full count pitch from Lake. Contact there, foul on the left side.
But you can see the confidence that you have in a pitcher like Aaron Lake. 3-2 breaking ball there to lead off here in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, and you throw into Swarovski, and I don't have the exact size and height and weights in that, but Swarovski is no pushover. He's got to be up there in size as well. Contact there. Going to be a play for the third baseman. Throw to first in plenty of time. One gone. Good throw by Cameron Mills.
Yeah, good job by Mills. Coming across, cutting in front of the shortstop. Third baseman's ball all the way. If he can get to it, he does. But what I like best is that he set his feet, got himself set, especially as a young guy. Not surprised if you would see that be a rush throw and end up over the first baseman's head. But he got himself set, square, and made a good, strong throw.
Yeah, kind of sitting there waiting for that first field play there. Both the third base and second base for the Wolverines, freshmen, and freshmen that can bat an eye. Both players really good for the Wolverines all season long, and more importantly, defense. Not many errors between the two of them. What we're alluding to there is Cameron Mills at third and Gino Biondi at second. Pretty good stuff for the infield for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I mean, for any infielder, I mean, those two combined with 8 errors on the year, okay, cool. Guess what? Most of those came in the first couple of games of the year. Getting the jitters out early. They've been solid down the stretch.
So this is number 7, Sonny Testa, the shortstop. 326 at the plate here. Swing and a miss for the first strike. That'll make the count 2-1.
Keep in mind, too, with the Seton LaSalle team, they're moving up from Class 2A where they've been in the championship, 3 years in a row?
Yeah, they won it last year and 2023, and then they took a little bit of a break and won it back in 2019. So this team, they've got 6 WPIAL titles, and 3 of them within the past, I think, 5 years.
Yeah, and they were in the championship and lost to Shenango a couple years ago, if you remember.
3-1 pitch here. Falls down low for ball 4. So the first walk, and unfortunately for Lake, that's not something you want to do this early on, especially the 6th batter of the game. So now up will be number 14. That's Nate Baxendale, third baseman, batting 167. And this is where the bottom lineup for the Rebels, it's going to be a little bit interesting and see what they do. They go small ball. Batting average is not as high as you would like them, but we'll see what they can do with their first runner on the bases.
Yeah, Baxendale and Torsha, who's in the on-deck circle, each of them no extra base hits on the year either. So, like you said, small ball, but a very fundamentally sound team. As you mentioned, you don't make it all those championship games without being so.
Runners going, breaking their throw, a little bit behind. Shortstop Nate Kennedy.
They're going to call a balk.
Yep, they're going to call, I believe, a balk.
Yep, he did. He stuttered before. He stepped off.
Yep, so that'll be a balk, and that's going to put the runner now at second. So we go 19 games to see 1 balk and 1 game of playoffs, and we've seen 2 in, 2 innings.
Coach Wise getting the explanation from our home plate umpire. 3-man crew throughout the playoffs, which we like. Unfortunately, we didn't get the names to give shout-outs to our men in blue tonight. But what did I just say? I haven't seen a balk all year.
And I'm going to blame it on this guy, our camera guy.
Absolutely.
Mr. David Windhorst. So everywhere, any game he's gone to, something always has happened weird. So the balk's on you. 0-1 pitch here from Lake. Runner now at second via the balk. Pitch down low in the dirt. Good stop there by Keller, keeping the runner at second.
Well, much like we saw in the bottom of the first with Sororsky on his balk. Hey, you reset, you get back in there, you make the pitch you need to get out of the inning. Same thing here for Aaron Lake. Got to reset, forget it, come back, take care of the bottom of the order here.
Here's the one pitch here from Lake. Down low again, missing, makes the count 2-1. I know you are a fan of racing. I am as well. You're Formula One. I'm NASCAR. It's the old phrase, cautions breed cautions.
Yeah.
And, folks, if you get rattled just a little bit, you got to reset. If you don't, you can quickly get first and second with 1 out. That's going to be tough here in the early going. 2-1 pitch from Lake. Drops in, but down low again. And that'll make the count 3-1.
I mean, I know you have, a very speedy Sonny Testa at second base. But I think you're almost focusing too much on him. Focus in, attack the batter, take care of it.
Yep, especially with 1 out here. The worst that can happen is you can get him to third with 2 outs.
Got to hit it to hurt you. Can't allow free passes.
Yep. 3-1 count. Drops down low, and that'll be ball 4. So that'll put runners first and second. And all of a sudden, the Rebels getting something going here in the bottom of the second.
Here's where it comes into big play, though. You mentioned bottom of the order has struggled. They've tried a lot of different lineups. Trosha and now Lanero, who's in the on-deck circle, they combined for 7 ribbies on the season. So we'll coach. First pitch breaking ball. That tells me that's what he's trusting right now. He's trusting the off speed, trusting that release point on the breaking ball.
1 from Lake up high. I'll even it back at 1-1. This is one of the things that Lake has not had to deal with many times throughout the year is traffic on the bases. A couple times against Riverside and a little bit against Mohawk, but other than that, this is pretty much the first test of the year for Aaron Lake. Pretty much basically at second base. Pitch there, fouled off. I'll make the count 1-2.
If I'm seeing right on the scoreboard down in softball country, I don't even think that Laurel game has begun yet. That was scheduled to start at 7 o'clock, same time. Quadruple header down there, playing at 1, 3, 5, and 7. First game went long, second game took 30 minutes. Third game went long. If the fourth game takes 30 minutes, I think Lawrence County fans will be happy.
1-2 pitch from Lake. Fortunately, it goes inside, hits the hands and gloves of the batter, Brody. So that'll put them at first, second, and third bases loaded now, and only 1 out.
Yeah, I like this from Jordan Keller going out, having a quick talk as a courtesy runner going out to first base. I think Coach Wise is also going to use one of his trips to the mound.
Yep, that'll be number 13, Benjamin Erickson, for the courtesy runner. Again, folks, we'll take a quick little break here to show you the lineup there. There's the lineup for the running Rebels. Again, Mike Swarovski on the mound, 6-1, 2.23 ERA. And we are headed to the bottom of the lineup there. Roman Lanero, number 44, second baseman. That's a name that we've heard at Seton LaSalle several times. A pretty darn good player there from a couple years back. Lanero, a good family here for Seton LaSalle, making some damage. And there's an opportunity for Lanero to break through here. Just 1 out. Bases loaded.
Get you a couple other score updates from around the area. How about Shenango softball? They're the 13 seed, leading 4 seed Fraser 7-0 going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Union baseball trailing Carmichael's 9-1. That's in the 4th inning there. Other games earlier, Laurel with a run on a double steal in the 7th inning. They defeat Fort Cherry 4-3. Shenango baseball holds on over Chartiers Houston 1-0. And again, earlier here, Mohawk 6-3 over Deer Lakes. Warriors awaiting the winner of this one.
So bases loaded here, 1 out. First pitch here from Lake to Lanero. Drops in, called strike.
I also like that conference, too, because it gives a chance to talk with your defense. Hey, if he does square, this is what we're doing. Who's charging? Any ground ball, where are we going with it? Looks like Mills playing way in at third. The rest may be looking for a double play depth.
0-1 pitch. Drops, but outside. That'll even the count 1-1.
Yeah, kind of broke around the plate there.
Wake getting the signs here, slowing things down just a little bit. Inside, almost hits the batter. Whew. That may slide you a step off the bases just a little bit.
I will say this, though, about Lanero. Wearing the high socks and the stirrups. Love it. Love it. I think that should be a requirement, personally.
It's a 2-1 count from Lake. Contact fouled straight back here. So it'll push the count now 2-2.
So this is where, if you're Lake, what pitch do you trust? Best pitch of the day. Come right at him. Make him beat you.
The go-to for Lake is usually the fastball, but he has worked a little bit with the changeup and slider here and there every once in a while. Pitch there, fouled off again. I'll keep the count 2-2.
Now the pitch count, though, after a 12-pitch first inning, already up to 37-38 now. 26 pitches thrown in this inning, still just 1 down.
2-2 pitch. Down low, called, third strike, just catches the bottom layer. And that's a loud out, number 2 for the Wolverines.
Big one, especially without a ball being put in play, catching the bottom of the zone for his 3rd strikeout of the day. But now top of the order in Dom Bressinger to the plate.
Yep. You've got the ability to throw to basically any base here for an out, possibly get yourself out of this jam. Bases loaded. Breisinger back up at the plate here. 0 for 1 so far today. First pitch down low in the dirt. Ball 1.
Couple of doubles, couple of triples on the year for Dom.
Contact in the field of play to the right field area here. Senior Sam Landis will be there to make the catch, and the Wolverines find a way to get out of a bases-loaded jam. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless here from North Allegheny. Ellwood 0, Seton LaSalle 0 as well. All right, folks, welcome back here as we head to the bottom of the second. Scoreless game here still. Little side update there for Riverside, Shady Side Academy. It's now 3-2 Shady Side with the lead there over Riverside. And here's one of those freshmen for the Wolverines. That's Cameron Mills, number 8. Very, very good at bat. Very good bat at the plate there. Batting .341 on the year. We knew he was going to be playing. We just didn't know how big of his role he was going to be. And not only has he batted well, fielded well, more importantly, he's also pitched fairly well as well.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a crazy situation. You have the weather delay in Mohawk in that second game, and he comes in after the weather delay and basically shuts down Mohawk the rest of the way.
You read my mind. You knew exactly where I was headed.
Absolutely.
Pitch up high there, makes the count 2-1.
I mean, that's crazy for any player, a four-year starter, a senior, and nevertheless a freshman to come in, bear down, and get a couple of strikeouts down the stretch to get the win.
2-1 count here, contact fouled. That'll make the count now 2-2. That 2-2 count has been kind of been the bread and butter for both these teams so far.
Yeah, I think a little bit more than either one would like.
Yeah. You like to see contact. You like to see the ball in play, but you'd rather see it forward, not backwards. So 2-2 count here. Swarsky to Mills. Up high. Does Mills hold? They're going to say he swung and missed. So that'll be a strikeout there for Mills. They did peel down to first base, and that's where they made that call. It's a good call. I'm glad they went down there and checked it. One gone for Ellwood.
Yeah, especially when you got a three-man crew and you're guaranteed to have somebody on the line with nobody on base, especially both directions, to be able to check it, but just could not quite hold up, and that's the third K, excuse me.
And then you get the next freshman up at the plate here. That's number 2. That's Gino Biondi. He's been something else at second base. He's played just a slight bit at shortstop, but he's been primarily second base. And talk about grit. He got the grit award for the Wolverines. He had an injury a couple weeks ago that kind of tore part of the fingernail area on his batting and throwing hand, so it kind of delayed him, and unfortunately it kind of cost the Wolverines some time in one of the games playing out of position-wise. Contact there, fouled off, makes count 1-2.
Notice everything they're behind right now. They got to make an adjustment trying to jump on that fastball. I mean, you still got to be able to adjust to the off speed, but right now everything a half second behind. Got to start that swing sooner and adjust when you see an off speed.
And is that a question of reading it out of the hand, or is that just the mold right now? We're going to hold back and wait.
Well, for me, it was always I'm sitting like it's a fastball, adjust to a curveball. Now, I mean, batting coaches later on say a little bit different too at times, but that's my thought process. You got to be thinking fast first.
Pitch there down in the third.
But then it does come down to being able to read it out of the hand at that point of adjusting. And sometimes you're going to get fooled, but you got to be able to keep the hands back. Your bottom half may have gotten out front, but you got to be able to keep the hands back. And at that point, you're just thinking best thing to do in life too with a curveball is sit back and drive it the other way.
I see what you did there with the curveball. 2-2 pitch. Contact there in the field of play. Play here for second baseman, throw to first. Plenty of time. Nice play there by number 44, Linero, and there's 2 gone.
Yeah, good range over there. As I thought for sure
right.
that was going to be Norkovic's ball the whole way, but he didn't even make a move because he knew Linero had it with plenty of room to spare.
And we head to the bottom area of the lineup here. This is the 8th batter, number 1, Michael Cuevas, the center fielder, 316. And I tell you what, this is by far the Wolverines' most improved player of the year. Cuevas going from a 167 to 316 a year later.
I keep track of all the box scores over the course of the year and try to post them on social media. It's been so fun to watch Cuevas 9-hitter, 9-hitter, 8-hitter, 7-hitter, 6-hitter, 6-hitter, 5-hitter. I think he got up to the 5 spot at one point in the year as he was riding that hot streak.
And he's a multi-sport athlete, as most of the Wolverines are on this team, but a really good basketball season. In fact, shot and made the most threes for the Wolverines during that basketball playoff run. And it translated very well. He's playing center field, really good range, but more importantly now, he's making good contact. And he can run down that first base line, so anything in the infield, he could probably beat it out. Swing and miss there. A little bit behind again, 2-2.
Yeah, so first time through the lineup, you're seeing it. You got to make the adjustments, though, both within your at-bat and from one at-bat to the next. Let's see what adjustment Michael can make here.
2-2 count here from Swarovski. Contact there, fouled straight back. Stay alive is Cuevas. So far, just one number up on the scoreboard, and that's a hit by the Rebels. Most of the game, although we had bases loaded, has been played to the vest. 2-2 count from Swarovski. Down low, it's going to catch the zone, though, and that'll be a strikeout, and that'll end the bottom of the second. So we'll head to the top of the third, scoreless here from North Allegheny High School. All right, folks, welcome back here to North Allegheny High School. Big props there to the legendary athletic director, Robert Bertuzzo there, helping us out, letting us set up here, not only us, but also Lawrence County Sports Network, that we're able to call both Lawrence County games today. So we do appreciate North Allegheny allowing us to do that. And pretty easy. Drive right into North Allegheny and set up, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I'm going to complain about is this bar that's right at eye level.
Second pitch there, swing and a miss there. Batter's number 10, that's Connor Rothard, the center fielder, 404, 0 for 1 today. You said it, Dotson. Here we go. This is the second time through the lineup. 1-1 pitch from Lake. Up high. Missed that one there. Kind of stepped fall through wise. Makes the count 2-1.
Yeah, so here's the issue right now. You got to make the adjustments both at the plate but also on the mound. 2 walks to start the game for Saworski. He's been pretty lights out since. Lake, a rough second inning. Can he come back here in the third?
Ball fouled off there. Makes the count 2-2 again. Yeah, the stat lines for both teams and both players so far: 2 innings pitched, 1, 2, and 3. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. The other one, 2 and 4, and Lake with that 1 hit given up. So pretty even, but different ways of getting there.
Yes.
2-2 count from Lake. Right there, just outside. That'll make the count full now, 3-2. So this is looking like pitch number 46 or 47 coming up here for Lake as we're getting close to that 50 mark. That one down low in the dirt for ball 4, and again, back-to-back innings now that Lake has given up a walk.
This one, a leadoff walk. A
Yeah.
leadoff guy getting on base in high school baseball, statistically speaking, I know you hate talking about numbers, right? Will score on average about 50 to 60% of the time.
So you got to come back the next at bat, maybe get your pitch and pitch to contact, maybe get a quick double play. At the plate's number 5, that's Ryan Kerr. He's got the 1 lone hit in this game, 1 for 1 today.
And the first pitch downstairs to him as well. Another final score across. Shenango softball, the 13 seed, defeats 4 seed Fraser 7-2.
Wow.
Gave up a home run in the 7th inning. That's the only runs allowed in the game. Here's what's crazy, though, for Aaron Lake. He's only thrown 3 first pitch balls versus 8 first pitch strikes, but he hasn't been able to complete the at-bats.
Contact there, fouled down that left line. Got a little interesting there. It's getting closer to the field of play here. That'll make the count 1-1.
But a lot of that goes credit to the Seton LaSalle batters working those good counts as well. That Lake has had a couple that have been real close that the batters have laid off well.
For the most part, I would say about 90% of the field is officially under the lights now, except for left field, about halfway to center field. A little bit of the sunlight still here as it's 7:43 local time, still here, top of the 3rd, scoreless. Contact here in the field of play. Center fielder Cuevas coming in. He'll make the catch. Runner will go back to first. So a nice out there, good out there for Aaron Lake on the mound.
Yeah, good job from Connor Rothhar, because he was often going with that pitch on a hit and run, saw it up in the air, got back in plenty of time. But Cuevas, good job too of taking charge as your center fielder, taking charge, calling everyone else off, coming up and making the catch.
So up next for the Rebels, that'll be number 31, Sebastian Norkovics. And so far, again, we talked about it, this is only technically his 12th at-bat of the year, his 4th game of the season, but it just seems like the longer you go, the more these at-bats become that much more important. So runner at first here. First pitch coming from Lake. He'll look back over to the runner at first, back safe. There is Rothar. Connor taking a step or 2 off there at first base. Here's the pitch. It hits the backside right in the numbers right below it. Hit batsman there, and that'll put runners now first and second with, again, just 1 out.
So 5 free passes now, 3 walks, 2 hit batsmen. And I mentioned it earlier that this is not the easiest mound to work off of. It feels and looks different. It feels like it's higher. It's really not. It just feels that way, and you got to be able to make the adjustment. He started off the game well in the first. Again, game of adjustments. That's what baseball is, especially on the mound. And an inch on the rubber can mean a foot or 2 even at the plate.
So now it's counterpart here, Swarovski at the plate. First pitch there, down low for ball 1. Swarovski 0 for 1 today so far. Big opportunity here for the Rebels. Pitch down low in the dirt again. Good stop there by Keller behind the plate there, and I'll make the count now 2-0. So far, ball to strike ratio for Lake is almost 50-50, and that is not where he normally is. He's usually in favor, about 75-25. 2-0 count here to Swarovski. Contact there, but fouled down third base line. Makes the count 2-1.
Swarovski hitting .306 on the year. This is not what you expect to see from an Aaron Lake, who has a sub-1 whip. Allows less than one base runner per inning. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, now 2 on without a hit here in the third.
2-1 pitch from Lake. Drops in for a strike. Swarovski thought about it and held up, and that may have been a good pitch to possibly swing at. Fortunately held back there, makes the count even 2-2.
Yeah, I was fooled on that. It looked like took a little bit off of it, and actually a good job by Swarovski realizing, I'm fooled. It's only 1 strike. If I get it again, now I got to try to put it in play. But that was a good hold.
You swing late, that's going to be pretty much in the dirt real fast. 2-2 pitch. Down low, makes the count full again. And Lake being worked here. Several full counts so far, and we're still in the top of the third.
Feels like I've said this a million times already, but this has to be your best pitch of the day right here.
Runners first and second, 1 out here for the Wolverines. Full count pitch here to Swarovski. Contact swing, and made a little contact on Swarovski as well. It's going to be a foul ball there, and he's going to take a little bit of a walk here to regather composure here. That one's a little bit of a stinger.
Yeah, that was odd.
As the umpire tells the fans
Yeah,
not to say certain things anymore. We're not going to do that anymore, and I appreciate the umpire addressing it. Fans, if you're going to come to a game, don't be stupid. There's no other way to put it. Be smart.
Yeah, well said. I like the way he handled it. Just, hey, not going to deal with it.
Yep. We need umpires, and we like, so far, this has been a really good called game, and we like our umpires. Leave them alone. Full count pitch. Drops in for a called strike. A big pitch there by Lake, and now there's 2 gone. I tell you what, Dotson, if you're living on the edge right now, it's Aaron Lake.
Living on the edge, painting the black on the inside corner to get that strikeout. A big one, his 4th of the game. And again, twice now when you've really needed a K, he's got not only one, but in the backward variety to keep everybody where they're stationed.
So that'll bring up Sonny Testa, the shortstop here, 326. And I believe he was one of the walks so far today. 2 outs here for the Wolverines. First pitch down low for ball 1.
Yeah, living on the edge, working ahead is what you want to be saying for Aaron Lake. Started that way, now kind of taking the Swarovski route of pitching from behind. You don't want to see that as a pitcher, but if you can work through it.
1-0 count to Testa. Drops in this time, catches it, makes the count even, 1-1. Also have to give credit there to the junior Jordan Keller, multi-sport athlete. We know he's going to be lights out going into even the next year as a senior. Golf and baseball, his forte, and he has been one of the leaders, one of the captains on the team for the Wolverines. Pitch inside, 2-1 count.
Feels like we've been calling Jordan's name for so long. It's tough to remember that, yeah, he is just a junior.
This Wolverines team, primarily a junior team, so I don't want to say youth, but there is youth across the board. 2 freshman starters and a lot of juniors for the number 3 seed Ellwood Wolverines. Pitch there, misses. That'll make the count 3-1 now. First time in a while that we've seen a 3-1 count. It's been all 3 twos or 2 twos from here so far.
The issue is a lot of 3-ball and 2-ball counts, and that just keeps on adding to that pitch count.
Here's the pitch from Lake. Drops in, called strike, makes the count full. And you can almost say at each inning, this is maybe some big pitch coming up or the pitch of the game, and it just seems like it continues the next inning and the next inning. Full count, 2 outs, runners first and second here for Testa at the plate.
Runners will be going with the pitch.
Pitch down low for ball 4, and that'll load the bases once again. Back-to-back inning, bases loaded for the Rebels.
So through not even 3 innings yet, and this is the most free passes that Aaron Lake has allowed all year. 4 walks and 2 hit batsmen. He had a 5-walk game against Mohawk in a 5-4 victory. This is just not the Aaron Lake we're used to seeing, but still the guy that you trust most to come when it matters here. Nowhere to put him. Come right at him and get that last out.
It's now the plate, number 14, Baxendale, third baseman. One of the walks as well. 167 coming into play. Pitch drops, but misses there. Makes the count 1-0. There is a couple players you want to go after. The 7th and 8th hitter is the players that go and attack, and unfortunately you fall behind 1-0. Pitch there. This time called strike, makes the count even 1-1.
He's trying to make a living down at the knees. First one just missed, comes right back there again, catches the bottom half.
Contact there, fouled yet again to the Rebels dugout, and make the count 1-2. So Lake gets ahead here. See if he can live one more time on the edge. If you're a Wolverine fan, that edge is getting thinner, and it's rocky at best. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-2 pitch here from Lake to Baxendale. Contact there, fouled once again.
This is what Seton LaSalle does. I mean, again, the reason why they've had such a championship pedigree in 2A the last few years. That's already 4 times that they fouled off a ball with 2 strikes.
And it's just not one player. It is the whole team buying into it. If they basically make you earn that out.
Mm-hmm.
So 1-2 pitch yet again here for Lake to Baxendale. Pitch there. A little bit of a reach out there and grab for Keller as that one's way outside. That'll make the count even 2-2.
Yeah, almost. The way Keller reacted almost looked like it may have been a cross-up between pitcher and catcher.
Cross-up. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch from Lake. Down low, and now you got nowhere to go. It's bases loaded, 2 outs, full count. Runners will be going, and this is going to be something else here, folks. Now we're officially living on the edge. Pitch from Lake. Contact there to the shortstop, Kennedy. He'll make the play and throw to first in time. Nice play by Nate Kennedy and company. Lake right there, folks, living it. And it's still scoreless here as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. It's scoreless here from North Allegheny High School. All right, folks, welcome back here to North Allegheny High School. Bottom of the third, scoreless on a bunch of zeros up on that scoreboard. Just one hit so far in this game by Seton LaSalle, but if you're the Wolverine fan, you are living on the edge of glory right now. Aaron Lake, 71 pitches through 3 innings, and that pretty much tells you the story, folks, that at some point the Wolverines are probably going to have to make a lineup change there at the mound, and the longer this progresses, it's going to get interesting in these later innings.
That's why developing a full pitching staff is so important there, Brad, and that's what we've seen with the development of the back-to-back section series, which I love, and then using that in the quarterfinal, semifinal back-to-back days, how it should be.
Yeah, that is the one perk, obviously, for the first round games. They don't play until next Tuesday, so you can use several pitchers if you want and needed to, but if you're the Wolverines, you want to just keep it close to the vest here. Pitch there, drops in for a strike. So that'll make the count 2-1. First time at the plate here, and that's going to be number 13. That's Sam Landis, the right fielder, 288 on the year. Senior Waynesburg University commit. 2-1 count. Swing there and missing, making the count 2-2. Landis, the lone lefty for the Wolverines, and has gone to his benefit. A lot of teams don't really see 8 righties and then all of a sudden one lefty at the bottom of the lineup. Pitch there, just missing, makes the count full now, 3-2.
Your 9-hitter, senior, accept the role. This is your job, to get on base, move everything over.
Full count pitch from Swarovski. Up high, swing and a miss there, strike 3, and there's one gone for the Wolverines.
How about that, though? After the 2 walks to start the game, that's now 7 straight retired here by Swarovski.
Took a little bit to get warmed up, but he's got it rolling here.
5 Ks the first time through the lineup. And again, impressive because only 2 first pitch strikes.
So we head back to the top of the lineup. That'll be number 25, Biscup, the left fielder, batting .293. First pitch there, drops in for a called strike. One of the early walks in this game. A 1 count. Drops in, but just missing there. Makes the count even 1-1.
Score update from just beyond the hill. Bottom of the first inning. Grand Slam Ivy Pancher makes it 9-0 Laurel.
Oof. That one, wow. That one we could hear a mile away. That one hit the glove in the hand and the inside shoulder there of Biscup. So not the conventional way, but the Wolverines finally get a runner at first.
Second time Biscup has gotten on base. The easy way, now the hard way. I do think it got him on that elbow pad, actually.
Yeah.
No real reaction, seems to be okay, and that's why so many young players choosing to wear that and for exactly that protection.
Padding, making a loud sound, and for good reason.
Yeah.
As he takes 2 steps right off the bat there at first base. He's one of the aggressors. He's stolen the most bases, 8 of them on the year. So now it turns over to Kennedy, who had that good play there. Great play to get the 3rd out in the last inning. Shortstop there, Nate Kennedy. 240 on the year. He was also walked in that first inning. Swarovski, 2 walks that start the game, and since then, like you said, Dotson, lights out.
That's why it's refreshing for Ellwood just to get somebody on base here as Biscup hustles back. And now, here's the question. You got 1 down. Do you try to get him in motion? Do you think you have, we already seen a pretty good move out of Swarovski. Do you think that your stolen base leader can go and get an extra 90 feet?
Oh, 1 pitch here. Contact there. It's going to be in the field of play. He could beat it out maybe. Good throw by Swarovski, though Biscup is going to attempt for 3rd, and he gets there safe. Wow. That is some great baseball across the board there, folks. Not necessarily the best contact, but Kennedy gets in the field of play. Good run down to first, but a great throw by Swarovski to first to get at least the out. And on the flip side, Biscup makes it to 3rd.
Everything was done well. Kennedy sprinting out of the box. I don't know how Swarovski made that throw.
Yeah.
He was literally halfway down to falling on his back.
Yeah.
He slipped as he fielded it. I thought for sure when he made that throw that, oh my, there's no way this is on target, but it was. And then never holding up as Biscuit was off and running with the pitch, made it all the way to third.
And now if you're the Wolverines, get a little teary-eyed brightness in your eye here as Jordan Keller comes up to the plate. Again, good contact batter here. See what he can do. Good stop there by the catcher.
Yeah.
Brody, what was it?
Torsha.
Torsha. Brody Torsha behind the plate. That one was way outside. And with Biscuit with that speed, that's he gets big-eyed there at third base when he sees that. 1-0 count. Contact there, foul tip there, back to the glove. That'll make the count even 1-1.
Big-time games call for big-time players in big-time situations. This can be one right here. I mean, we've seen so many low-scoring games throughout these 3A playoffs already. Every run could be critical. The first run could be hypercritical.
So 1-1 here, 2 outs. Biscuit at third. Pitch there, up high, outside, missing. Makes the count 2-1. Don't know the exact numbers. I wish I had them in front of me. I used to have them. Jordan Keller, when he's ahead in the count, it's almost 60 to 70% he's on base that next pitch. 2-1 count, 2 outs here. There's contact. A little bit off there. Makes the count now 2-2. Wolverine dugout doing a little swipe of the hat there with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. So deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at third, and that's Biscuit. Time called and granted there. Get back in the routine as Keller.
So it's kind of traditions and superstitions.
Yeah.
And as a former baseball player, I hate to tell you, those don't go away easy.
No, no, they do not. Here's the pitch. Outside, makes it full, and now it's crunch time on the flip side for the Rebels.
The question I was going to ask, too, is how much do you attack the 3 and 4 hitters here in Keller and Lake when you have a couple of open bases?
Right. I was thinking the same thing. If you go 3-2, maybe you just let them intentionally walk, maybe go to the next guy and restart, but they're going to throw to him. 3-2 pitch, full count, 2 outs. Up high, ball 4, and either way, the runner does advance to first, and now you can get an out at first and second. 2 outs here. Aaron Lake comes up to the plate.
Yeah, but I think that's good, though. You basically are saying, hey, Aaron Lake, if you're going to beat me, you're going to be chasing something here. You know, third walk of the game, not a huge deal with the open base, but now you also, though, fundamentally sound teams, you also got to keep an eye on athletic Jordan Keller. Could he be off and running?
Man, these umpires are on point. They were just communicating to each other, saying, I got home plate and everything. I love it. Maybe it's a different view for me being behind home plate. It looks like Lake just was underneath that one, just missed that one. That one comes straight back.
Well, and more than anything, too, it's a reminder because they've probably been in 2-man crews almost the entire year. So reminding you, hey, here's how the rotation works. This is where you're going. Because it is a different game umping if you're a 2-man. Obviously, 1 man is bad enough, but 2, 3, or 4-man, you have a lot of different responsibilities as a field umpire.
I have seen 1 or 2 games with 1 umpire. It's not pretty. Swing and a miss there by Lake down low, and that makes the count 0-2. Check on the runner there, back at first. Just to keep him, Keller there. Keep him at check. Everybody's safe here. 0-2 count. First and third here. If you're Aaron Lake, you got to kind of sit back here and wait for your pitch, but you fall behind 0-2 swinging. What do you expect to come at you?
Request time.
And that's the way to do it. Yep. Sometimes if you don't know, take time.
Both batter and pitcher want to be in control, comfortable. Biggest pitch of the game.
Swarovski's watching Keller go to second there, and it's going to be fouled off. I like that by Keller. If you're going to make contact, you're going to try and get as much as you can.
Well, that's what we call a balk steal. You're leaving early. You're trying to get the pitcher to balk, much like Lake balked in the second inning. So I like it though from Swarovski too. Saying I'm not worried about that. I'm throwing my pitch.
Yep. Again, folks, baseball, not checkers. It's chess. 0-2 count from Swarovski. Contact in the field of play by Lake. He gets the base hit. That'll play to run as Biscuit comes across the board, and Keller will make his way all the way to third. The first run of the game goes to, you guessed it, Aaron Lake and the Wolverines.
10th RBI of the year for Aaron Lake, and what I like about that, I mean, a hit and run certainly helped because you had Lanera going to cover at second, opened up a huge hole over there, but he didn't try to do too much. He took a breaking ball, he sat back, let it travel, and what did he do with it, Brad? He took it the other way.
Yep, shortened approach and just get it in the field of play, and I tell you what, as good as the second baseman is there for the Rebels, Lanera, that one was hit on a line drive closer to first base.
Yeah, even if he wasn't covering, I'm not sure you're getting to that one.
Yep. So turn it over now to the fifth hitter. That's number 12, Will Nardone. First pitch there, swing and a miss. He's got an opportunity. These are big runs. You said it, Dotson. Close games. You got another run there at third. 2 sounds better than 1 the last time I checked with my math skills. Contact there. Had to wait on that one. That one's fouled back, 0-2 now.
And now, so same thing, 0-2 count. Are you going to try to sneak another one a little cheeky way, send Aaron Lake? And by the way, no courtesy runners being used for the pitcher and catcher out there on the bags. Do you try to see if you can sneak another one with a double steal?
And what that run there also does, it kind of forces Swarovski to throw a couple more pitches. This will be pitch number 60 in this one. And Nardone on it, just fouling it off again.
Again, wasting pitches. We already talked about it on the other side for Seton LaSalle. They've wasted 4 pitches with 2 strikes. Now back-to-back batters that Ellwood City's done the same.
So first and third, 0-2 count here for Swarovski, pitching to Nardone, 2 outs. Pitch up high, swing and a miss, strike 3. Nardone shut down, but not before the 2-out RBI by Aaron Lake. That gives the Wolverines the lead here, 1-0. We'll head to the bottom or top of the 4th, coming up next on Ellwood City Sports. All right, folks, welcome back here. Top of the 4th inning. We're about halfway through this one here from North Allegheny. 8:11 local time. Wolverines 2-out RBI by the pitcher on the mound right now, Aaron Lake. 1-0 lead for the Wolverines.
Another final score here in the 3A bracket. Panthers survive and advance. Top seed Riverside comes back. They trailed 3-1. They win 4-3.
Wow. And not saying it's a gift of the number 1 seed, but when you get the host at home, you get the benefit of being the second team at the plate at the bottom of the innings. That helps out, and a nice comeback story there by Riverside. Nonetheless, man, 3-1, 3-2, and win 4-3.
And guess what? How did Laurel win earlier? With a double steal. How did Riverside win? With a suicide squeeze.
Wow.
The fundamental, I
My
mean,
goodness.
shocker. We've only seen that for the last 57 years from Coach Oliastro.
You're Riverside and you're Ellwood City. You're partying like it's 19th. No, I'm not.
We're not going
there.
Here's where I am going to go. Keeping an eye on these pitch counts, man. Coming into this inning, 71 for Aaron Lake, 63 for Mike Zaworski Jr.
And honestly, for the Wolverines, you're just hopeful that we can get through this fourth inning.
Yeah. I mean, that's sad to say, but yeah, you're averaging right now, 24 pitches per inning, basically.
That'll put you halfway through this game. You feel comfortable with I wouldn't say comfortable, but with a 1-0 lead, you feel a little bit better about it. But at the same time, you know you're going to give up your starter that's been lights out, 62.62 ERA. And here, once again, folks, a full count, 3-2 pitch for Lake. That one drops in, called strike. He gets that one back, so there's a strikeout, and I believe that's his 4th of the game. But again, pitching 5 to 6 pitches at each at bat.
Yeah, 5th strikeout officially for Aaron Lake, and now that makes him for 48 on the year. But you're absolutely right. Seton LaSalle, I don't know if this is officially part of the game plan to try to work the count like this, but it's been very effective.
Contact in the field of play here. It's going to be a little bit of a tough play. Shortstop Nick Kennedy calls off Biscup for the second out. So
that's the way to get it back, though. It's a one-pitch out.
That's got to be the first time in this game where back-to-back outs with one pitch. So
in fact, I think only the first bat of the game, the bunt on the first pitch of the game, is the only time you've had a one-pitch out. Again, that's all credit Seton LaSalle, seeing good pitches, working good counts. I mean, that's a Mohawk Nick Mariano trademark.
So 2 outs here for Seton LaSalle, and at the plate now, that's going to be number 8. Back to the top of the lineup here, Dominic Breisinger, right fielder. 0 for 2 so far in this one. Pitch there, misses there, makes it 2-0. And this is one of those ones where you got no runners on 2 outs. You kind of just want to pitch to him.
Yeah, as a coach, we would always say, come right at him. Let him come and hit you. If he's going to make a hit,
and so far, defense has played real well for the Wolverines. Somewhere, knock on wood. Pitch drops down low, and just like that, 3-0 count now to top lineup again. 0 for 2 today is Breisinger. That one there misses, so 4 straight pitches and a walk. And that pitch count now gets over 80.
Connor Rothhar will come to the plate now with 2 down. 5 walks issued by Lake, a couple of hit batsmen. And as you said, that pitch count, at least they get the extra 5 up to 105 limit. But
those are the freebies. You want to keep that balance, and right now, we talked about it. It's kind of like a teeter-totter. Right now, you're living on the edge. As the pitch there misses the glove, it's going to get past Jordan Keller, so that's going to put the runner out second, and it's a 1-0 count as well.
Yeah, stolen base, as he was often going with the pitch, was Breisinger, so Keller had to try to snag it quickly and couldn't handle it. So just like that, a little small ball to get the runner into scoring position with the stolen base. And
to stay with Keller there, it was nice to see him pick up that call for the dead ball time there, and he came out there and talked to Lake just to figure out what's going on.
No surprise now, a team-high 13 stolen bases on the year for Breisinger.
That's nice to have at the top of the lineup. Speed once again, both these teams with speed at the top. Pitch there on the inside misses as well. Makes the count 2-0.
So now with an open base, you can be a little bit safe with Rothar, who has the best average on the team, but you still have Ryan Kerr and Norkovicus waiting behind him.
2-0 count. Swing and a miss there for strike 1. And pitch that was a good tester right up inside in that top shoulder area. Rothar went and swung at it, missed, but he'll readjust. Still ahead here, 2-1 in the count. Contact This is going to be a little bit deeper, but a nice play here by the center fielder, Cuevas. He'll track all the way to the right side of the field for the third out. So we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Wolverine still up 1-0 in this one. All right, folks, welcome back here. Bottom of the fourth inning as we flip the turn here to the bottom of the fourth. Wolverines up at the plate here. 1-0 lead. Good pitching so far by both individuals. Just one run across and just 2 hits total between the two teams. But again, pitch count for both. Aaron Lake there up over 80. So this will probably be his last inning coming up for the fifth. Swarovski, last time I checked, I believe he was right around the
63 officially,
okay.
Yep.
So he's at the 63 mark, and if the Wolverines can kind of get to him and get that pitch count up again, see what they can do. First pitch swinging there and swung a little too far and through it was Cameron Mills. He knew it. He kind of shook his head. He's like, okay, no, reset here.
And that's exactly that. Like, okay, that's why they give you 3. Reset and
yep.
Get yourself the next pitch.
A 1 count here, down low in the dirt. And just like that, 1 pitch later, he comes back even 1-1.
Yeah, both pitchers coming in averaging 21 pitches per inning coming into this 4th inning. Again, part of it is because of control issues, but part of it has been good plate discipline and working good counts on both sides of the ball. Both teams doing it.
Pitch there, kind of had Mills leaning back, and it drops in. Nice off-speed pitch there. Drops in for the strike, makes it 1-2.
Yeah, Swarovski's shown really looks like a combination of breaking ball. A couple there were 12-6. That one more of a sweeping curve. It catches the inside corner.
1-2 count from Swarovski. Good contact there. It's going to be a nice play by the second baseman. Right to him. 2 steps to the left, throw to first in time for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good job. Had plenty of time. Got in front of it. I like that too. He looked like he could have gone for a backhand. Knew he had enough to be able to get in front of it. Always better to field it in that natural position, get the first out of the inning.
So that'll bring up the other freshman for the Wolverines. That's Gino Biondi, number 2. 0 for 1 today. Just a solid position player there at second base. Kind of a position that the Wolverines needed because Aaron Lake being a shortstop, Nate Kennedy being a shortstop, and then you got Cameron Mills being third base, all those pitchers, and then Will Nardone at first. You need another person to fill the gap when somebody's on the mound. That one drops down low and makes it count 1-1.
It's also kind of nice when your top 2 pitchers throughout the course of the year can just flip-flop positions. You're not moving 3 or 4 or 5 bodies to put everybody in alternate positions.
And we haven't seen that yet this year for Ellwood, where you can kind of flip-flop positions and then you can kind of re-enter.
A pitcher re-entry, right?
The pitcher re-entry, but we haven't seen it yet, and I mean, who knows? That may be something down the road. 1-2 count from Swarovski. Swing miss there by Biondi, and that will be another strikeout. The strikeouts are stacking up for Swarovski, now 7 in this game. Wow.
gives him an even 60 on the year. And again, what I love best looking at is that ratio, 60 strikeouts versus now 9 walks. He had 6 walks all year. He has 3 tonight. Keep that in mind.
And that'll bring up now Michael Cuevas. First pitch there inside for ball 1. Cuevas going with the old traditional style of spelling Michael. And I'm kind of saying this for other people so that they know it for next year. Michael, M-A-Y-K-E-L. So the old traditional spelling there, Michael Cuevas. 1-0 count. That time right down there at the bottom of the strike zone makes the count even 1-1.
One thing I've realized in a decade now of doing this, you're going to find lots of different spellings. You got to be able to adjust on the fly.
Oh, nice off-speed pitch there. Cuevas held back and swung and fouled it off, but right into the glove. Makes the count 1-2.
For fun, we did a junior varsity basketball game for Newcastle a few years ago, and I wish I could remember the name. It was something like Will Howard, but there was a Will Howard on the floor for both teams at the same time. And saw it on the roster ahead of time. Like, what are the chances that this actually happens? Lo and behold, it did for the final few minutes. And it's like, and funny enough, they were also guarding each other. So.
Well, I'll go even farther. I'm assuming it's not the Will Howard that we're all thinking
no,
about.
No, it's not. No, definitely not.
2-2 count. Contact there, fouled off by Cuevas.
No, and I wish I could remember what the official name was. That just is the first kind of common name that popped into my head. Maybe I'm still reaving after watching him burn us a little bit too much this year on the gridiron in college football. But now, hey, if he can do it for us in the black and gold, I'm all for it.
2-2 pitch up high, makes count full 3-2. Well, we can both say the same thing with you being a Nittany Lion and me somehow a Wolverine. I don't know how that works.
I'm going to slide over a little bit now.
Full count here to Cuevas. Down low in the dirt, and that may be the first blemish in a couple innings there by Swarovski. That's going to put Cuevas at first. And he quickly turns. That's the one thing about this Wolverine team. Cuevas, he looked right at where the ball went. There's a chance there. That pitch doesn't come back. We saw it in the Mohawk game, I believe.
Yeah.
There was something like that.
Yeah, there was a pitch that went to the dirt or went to the backstop, kind of stayed back there, and a wide turn taken, thinking about taking the extra base.
Yeah, and that played at a run for Mohawk.
Yeah, the first play of the game
Yeah.
on a drop third strike.
First pitch, hack and swing there by Landis. Swing and a miss makes count 0-1. Again, folks, you can catch that replay of that Mohawk game there, courtesy of Lawrence County Sports Network on NFHS. And it was nice. We were able to drive down a little bit later today for us from work, and we were listening to the Dotson crew on NFHS. Watching a good game there. Contact by Landis is going to be in the field of play, but a nice play there by the first baseman, number 31, you can't have to say that name. Norkavickas. Nice play there at first base for the third out. So we'll head to the top of the fifth. Talking about names here, the Wolverines up 1-0 in this one. All right, folks, welcome back here. Top of the fifth inning here. 1-0 lead for the Wolverines here in the baseball game at North Allegheny High School. The second game tonight, 8:30 local time And a good one brewing here for both teams. Pitch count is definitely going to come into play for both individuals, as Swarovski officially hit 80 as well. So this will probably be the last inning, or should be the last inning for Lake for the Wolverines on the flip side.
86 coming into this inning, 80 on the other side for Swarovski.
So 1-1 count here from Lake. Contact. This is going to be a blooper. It's going to be a tough play, but Biondi, nice range there at second base for the first out.
And good trust. The shortstop, Kennedy, called off by the freshman.
Yep.
Freshman vocal. I mean, that's something I think, especially as a young kid, so tough to, to really get into. Look, everybody is even out here.
Asking a freshman to be loud?
Yes, I am. I'm asking a freshman to be loud. Obviously, I'm not talking about the freshmen I have in class. They're plenty loud, but that's another story.
For those who don't know, teachers,
yes,
we appreciate you. First pitch swinging here, a good high pop fly, but it'll be in the range of play. A nice play by the center fielder, Cuevas. He makes the easy catch there, and just like that, Lake coming back with 2 quick outs.
Yeah, absolutely, and keeping that pitch count down, getting two outs with just 3 pitches thrown. Now Swarovski Jr. coming to the plate with 2 down.
Score update for the Wolverine fans and faithful at home. Watching this one, it will be McGuffey softball against Ellwood City next Monday. Time and location, everything to be TBA so far. But we do know that Ellwood Lady Wolverines will be taking on the McGuffey Highlanders.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's back here. I could see Mars as a possibility with that one too. It's there's a lot of, well, it depends where everyone else is playing.
We had our trip last year at Mars there in the first game. We were covering that one. Burrell, a real good game early in that one. I think that was a 4-2 finish. So Lady Wolverines now knowing who they're going to play, the Highlanders. On the flip side here, back to our game. It's a 2-1 count. And at the plate there is Swarovski looking to do something to his counterpart to get on base. Swing and a miss there, makes the count even now 2-2. And all of a sudden, it just kind of seems like a little bump, a little prep in the step by Aaron Lake on that mound.
Getting that confidence back, pounding the zone, just what you want to see from your leader, from your ace.
2-2 count from Lake. Up high, makes the count full. And once again, full count, 2 outs here. Here's the pitch from Lake. Down low. They're going to call it called. 3rd strike. And that's a strikeout for Lake, and that may finish the day for him, but nonetheless, it will be solid 5 innings from Aaron Lake on the mound. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It's the Wolverines up 1-0. All right, folks, welcome back here. Bottom of the 5th inning here. in a 1-0 game. A good pitching gem by both individuals. Aaron Lake for the Wolverines, and on the flip side here on the mound right now, that's Mike Swarovski. Pitching-wise, 1-0 lead on just one hit for each team. At the plate is Biskup. So back to the top of the lineup. He's going to foul that one off. I'll go down the left side there for a foul ball. Makes the count 0-1.
We were talking between innings. It's going to be decision time for Coach Chris Wise because only 10 pitches remaining for Aaron Lake. He just threw a 9-pitch inning, though. I mean, that means that he could technically do that again. Know that Coach Wise over the last few years, not exactly. He's very typical of being. I don't care if you have pitches left. I like starting an inning with a fresh arm, and I get it. This will be an interesting decision to make.
Another foul ball there from Biskup. And unfortunately, Dotson, I didn't do my homework. Where is the bullpens here?
I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it is behind. You see a couple of fans right there at the edge of the dugout. I believe it's right behind there.
Okay, so unfortunately, we don't get a really good view of maybe what's coming forward-wise, but we'll keep you apprised of that, obviously.
At the same time, who we might assume to be the one coming in to pitch next is currently standing in the on-deck circle.
That helps, too.
That also might help make the decision a little bit easier for Coach in that regard.
Yep. 0-2 pitch there. Contact there by Biskup. It's going to land, unfortunately, off the glove of the second baseman, Lanero. And that's going to go down as an E4 there for Seton LaSalle. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, it is. That's an in-betweener. It's a soft liner. If he sprints up right away, he probably is able to make the catch at about knee or belt high. The issue was he kind of froze to see exactly where it was going to go. He played it right, but then it dies in front of him, and at that point there's really nothing you could try to do other than scoop it like a first baseman, and it bounced over his glove.
And now you wonder, Dotson, do you go small here?
Absolutely.
And there it is. Pitch there up and over the shoulders. Kennedy does get it back in time to make the count 1-0.
It's crazy with youth players all the way up through high school. The biggest thing is bunt strikes. Yeah. Bunt strikes. And a good job pulling back on that one, getting out of the way, not trying to do too much with anything.
Pretty easy. You see his bat with the pink bat. Bunt there. Almost comes in and almost hits him. In the meantime, it hits the glove and comes back to right in front of us. And that's going to put Biskup now at second base.
So now you got the sacrifice without the sacrifice.
Yeah. And that's the pressure of having a runner on the bases like Biskup. The speed there, now he's at second in a 2-0 count. And, I mean, folks, any contact in the field of play, line drive over the heads of any of these fielders, I could play to run real fast, and all of a sudden, nobody out.
Kennedy is all over that plate. Now, and I'll tell you what, sacrifice is still not out of the question.
No,
here.
It's not. And I'm wondering if it's going to be, nope. Held off there. Maybe just a sign to hold back and let's watch a pitch.
And we'll see what Coach chooses to do. Only one hit for each team in this game.
It's a 2-1 count from Swarovski. Now at 85 pitches. Contact there in the field of play. This is going to get the runner to third. A little bobble there and no throw by, again, number 44, Lanero. And unfortunately, a tough play. That's probably going to go down as another error. And back-to-back tough plays for Lanero.
Absolutely tough play. Will go as an E4 because mainly of Kennedy's speed coming out of the box, having to really rush the throw at the end. I'm impressed that he got there as well as he did.
Agreed. We're just getting a little check here. Looks like a defensive position change there from the coaches.
We're going to get a substitute, number 12 coming in. Nick Sear? Excuse me, Noah Sear.
Noah Sear,
Can't read my own writing there.
So he's going to come into left field. So that's probably setting us up for a pitching change at some point here.
Well, left fielder Ryan Kerr has been playing first base a good chunk of the year, especially with Norco Vecchis out. So maybe that's also just, hey, where we are in the lineup, let's get some defense out there right now.
So here we are, folks. First and third, nobody out, no pitches thrown into this at-bat. So a clean slate here for the big guy, Jordan Keller. First pitch outside for ball one. That'll be officially pitch number 87, I believe, for Swarovski.
It's a final down over the hill, by the way. 18-1, Laurel defeats Northgate.
Floral wouldn't mind giving us a couple of those runs. That pitch there, fouled out of play to the right side. That makes the count even 1-1.
More runs scored on one swing of the bat. I'd say 4 times as many runs on one swing of the bat. in that game. But that means all 6 county teams that made it into the postseason are still going.
Good.
Wilmington will make the playoffs in D10.
I
And
think for
Newcastle.
baseball and softball, if I'm correct. Or is it going to be close for baseball?
It'll be close for baseball.
Okay.
Runner goes.
Throw down there to second. A little bit short there and hop there, but the runner there, Kennedy, will take second. So second and third now, and a pitch missing there makes it count 2-1 as well.
Yeah,
so.
trying on a little play there where they fake that's going to be caught.
Yep. Getting a little dugout questionnaire here.
I think making sure the coach had taken a step out, making sure he's staying in out of play territory.
Right. Yeah, you got your dugout there, and the line is basically the dugout doorway. You got to stay right behind it there. First pitch here, second. Wow, fourth pitch.
Something like that.
Something like that. Whatever pitch it is. 2-2 count now. Called a strike there on the outside corner.
Now, again, you're thinking just get something in play, infield playing on the edge of the grass, and see if you can get your speedy Jacob Biscuit to the plate.
Here's the pitch from Swarovski. Down low, and hits the glove, gets past the catcher. This is going to plate another run as the second base runs the third runs home, and that's Biscup scoring the second run, and that's a big, crucial second run for the Wolverines.
So, again, I mean, you got the sacrifice to second without having to lay the bunt down, and you end up getting the run to score without needing to put a ball in play. That's just absolutely crucial, and that's where both of these teams have gotten away with it early with all the walks in the game. Walks and errors are going to kill you. The walks they've survived. 2 errors to start this inning, and a couple wild pitches now have brought a runner across and a big insurance run for the Wolverines.
And Dotson, this is all being done with nobody out,
Yes.
so this inning could go on for days. Pitch up high and inside for ball 4, so that'll put Jordan Keller out first. So first and third, and again, folks, clean slate, nobody out.
Remember the stat I told you at the beginning of the game about the crazy ratio for Mike Zaworski? He has 6 walks on the year. That was his 5th today. Wow. I mean, we talked about how rare it is for Aaron Lake. I mean, 5 walks and 2 hit-bats, and that's the most he's had all year. It's just been a weird night, and in the end, the pitchers have won the war. They've been losing a lot of battles, but won the war. Right now, Ellwood City, though, in business, still 2 on, runners on the corners and nobody out. Now, a conference out at the mound. To answer your question about the baseball, if they're in the same situation, we do have our first fatality in terms of the playoff run. Union defeated by Carmichael's tonight 9-1. But going back on softball, Shenango softball with an upset as the 13 seed. They take down Fraser Bigway 7-2. You had in 1A, Union had the bye. Neshannock and Laurel, both Mercy Rule wins in 3 innings here today. And then both Ellwood City and Mohawk in 3A with the bye. Wilmington will make the playoffs in District 10 in Class 2A. And in my mind, the best team, regardless of classification, not to be in the postseason is Newcastle. I don't know if you saw it last night, but Kara Mangieri set the WPIAL single-season record 16th home run of the year. Incredible. And the pit commit certainly getting things done all year. The last 5 games, they won 1 of them, lost 4 of them. Those 4 losses by a combined 5 or 6 runs.
And you got to feel for Newcastle,
Yeah.
the only Lawrence County team. But I tell you what, folks, they were right there. And not only softball, but baseball. I mean, both those teams were right there. Section play, it comes down to usually 1 game. As we're back here, a little steal there, attempt by Jordan Keller, just leading off, taking a couple steps, and the throw over the first. And again, you got to be careful of the block, and Swarovski made sure that didn't happen, but it costs him. Yeah. Keller goes to second.
So that's that typical third to first move, a way to step off. You fake the throw to third, but Keller wasn't even thinking. As soon as he saw the leg up, he went. The issue is, as a pitcher, you got to know you don't have to throw it to first base once you step off. You could turn and throw to second. He fires to first, and there's no one even close to the bag.
Aaron Lake at the mound, or at the plate, line drive, base hit. That is in fair territory. That's going to be a double at least, and that's going to plate 2 runs. That makes the score now 4-0, and a big double by Aaron Lake. That makes the score doubled up as well. It's now 4-0 Wolverines.
Big swing, Aaron Lake, his 3rd ribby of the game. He is putting the team on his back right now, and that's huge there. Again, more insurance. 2 hits in the game, by the way, Brad, both off the bat of number 3.
How about that? Aaron Lake coming into play, batting .263. That number is misleading. He is your power hitter. He goes and swings the bat. He's going to strike out. He leads the team in strikeouts, I believe, with 17 or something like that. But at the flip side, extra base hits. That's now number 9 on the season.
Team high 7th double on the year. I believe we have a courtesy runner out there at second base, do we not?
Yes, you are correct. That's number 6. That's going to be Carlo Nardone. That is the brother of Will Nardone. So just like everything with Ellwood, there's a lot of brothers, sisters, and cousins across the board. So now Will Nardone, how about that, is at the plate.
Just like you drew it up in the backyard, right?
You knew it was coming. Nardone was, if you're a Wolverine fan, you're kind of hoping that they trade places here. Again, doing this all with nobody out. And Swarovski now, this will be pitch number 95. Contact there, fouled out of play, makes the count even 1-1. And we haven't talked about it yet, haven't need to. Pitch count is a little bit different for playoffs. Pitchers can go to 105, and I'm glad I've just thought about that because now I can see why Aaron Lake can potentially go an extra.
Especially because you can start a batter and continue.
Exactly. Contact in the field of play. It's going to go down that baseline foul. Makes count 1-2. A little pat on the back. I'm glad I reminded myself of that. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, because, he does have 10 to play with, and that means if you can get the first 2 batters out in the inning, essentially with 9 pitches or fewer, you could throw 20 pitches to the last batter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as you start that last at bat before you hit that 105 threshold.
The only other restriction is you can only pitch 210 times in a week, but 1 game a week, you're not going to hit that. Pitch there just missing. I thought that was going to be called, and that's going to make the count even out 2-2.
Yeah, catcher Brody Torsia set up on the outside corner and just drifted out, and that's enough to move it off the plate. Oh, by the way, still nobody out.
Oh. Carlo Nardone at second. Will at the plate here. Contact the field play. Gets the job done. Play for the second baseman. A little bobble, and it's going to cost him again. That'll be the 3rd error, unfortunately, on Lanero.
In this inning.
Oh, just an inning he wants to forget.
And all of them. I mean, these are hard luck errors.
Oh,
so
yes.
let's be very clear here. None of those plays are routine. I mean, routine enough that yes, they were called an error, but those were all tough plays. The first one, the toughest, the soft liner. That was probably the worst because if you trust yourself to fly up and get it in the air, you're going to get the out. The second one, he's moving hard towards his glove side the entire way, and at the very end, he just had to kind of overran it, leads to the error. And that one right there, a high chopper. You get that North Allegheny chopper. We saw one in the first game. Ball bounced in front of the plate on a hit and went over the third baseman's head by 10 feet. Kind of like Ellwood City, Ewing Park used to be.
I was going to say.
Remember that Ewing Park chop we always
that beautiful front grass
oh
line
my
that's
goodness.
3 to 4 inches thick, and it would curl outward. So if you laid a bunt, it either died and just sat there, or you hit it, it would bounce 20, 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, that
a little exaggeration, but you get the idea.
But it's really not much of one. I've had a few too many of those playing third base in my JV years at Old Nesh. But with that, they're going to make a pitching change.
Yep. Again, folks, while we figure out the pitching change here, you can check out all of the action here on our website, www.ecwolverines.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole works. And we'll do a shout-out, Lawrence County Sports Network. Be sure to check them out. They do a heck of a lot, and they have been busy every single season of high school sports. We do appreciate Lawrence County Sports Network helping us out, and we always have a blast, especially when the Wolverines win.
Yeah, Ryan Kerr is actually going to be the one to come in to pitch. So you had mentioned it. They made that defensive change. I was thinking just because of the fact you could go and get your defense for a couple innings before it got to the heart of the order again, playing a position he hasn't played as much this year. Also, I think you're right to get him loose in the bullpen to come in and throw. So the sophomore will be making his way to the mound. Let's get some numbers on him real quick. 19 strikeouts versus 9 walks on the year. He has a 2.62 earned run average.
And on the flip side, Swarovski will slide over to first base there. So I believe that will check out Sebastian Norkovicus. Not sure. Yeah, he slid to officially now third base. So a lot of defensive changes here for the Seton LaSalle Rebels as the window's starting to thin out here. They know on the flip side they've got 6 outs left here at the plate, but you got to get the job done here. First and third, nobody out, and another big at-bat here for the big guy, another freshman, Cameron Mills, third baseman, coming into play, 341, 0 for 2 today. And Dotson, I'm telling you this ahead of time, you're going to see this kid right here probably at the quarterback position for Ellwood next year for football. So this is a beast at the plate. Freshman once again for the Wolverines.
I've talked to a couple of different people just in going to games. I mean, lovely with being able to be with Lawrence County Sports and we get to talk to a lot of coaches and get a lot of insight. And my nephew plays at Neshannock, so I get to go up there just to enjoy games every now and again. There was a couple people who were there scouting, a couple different coaches. Between those two coaches, heard them and about 4 or 5 different parents all tell me the same thing. This kid is going to be something special, and that's what I keep hearing from you, and that's what I like more than anything, is that he's a good kid.
And he gets that from his dad, who's one of the coaches, volunteer coaches here for the Wolverines. Really good group there, the Mills family. Craig Mills, one of the volunteer coaches. Pitch down low there to Mills, and just like that, quickly, that's going to be a courtesy runner. That's number 7, Anthony Barbario. He was a football player as well. He'll take second base. A little bit more lower center of gravity, per se, for Barbario, but he'll take second on that pitch. So 1-0 count here. That one drops in for a called strike, makes the count even 1-1. Wouldn't doubt Mills was just holding there, waiting to see what happens.
Trying to figure out who's out in right field or out in left field, because I have it as
I'm wondering.
I have it it's still Noah Sear out there, which shouldn't be able to happen because he entered in Ryan Kerr's spot.
And unfortunately, Game Changer's not going to help us. They still don't know either.
Yeah. Well, there's a way around that.
Foul ball there to the right side, makes the count now 1-2.
Yeah, they still have Sear out there.
So 1-2 count here. Nobody out. Second and third for Mills at the plate.
Yeah, they have an illegal lineup right now.
Contact there to the right side. Gets past the second baseman, Linares' glove. Base hit for Mills. That'll plate 1. Here comes Barbario chucking away. He'll score the 6th run for the Wolverines. And just like that, it is 6-0 Wolverines.
Now, nail biter early, 1 hit each. And now you all of a sudden have a couple of 2 RBI hits here for the Wolverines to get a huge number on the board. 5 runs in the 5th.
And this is the difference from this team from last year to this year. That one at-bat, that one extra play, that one little grounder, you make it happen, and all of a sudden it turns into 5 runs in an inning. Now 6-0 Wolverines.
And that hit also closes the book on Zaworski. I'll get you some final numbers on him in a second.
At the plate now, the other freshman, Biondi. Pick-off temp throw back there to first. Back safe is Mills. And this is another gentleman here, Biondi, another freshman at second base. He's got good shoulders on him as well, and he got that from his dad, another volunteer coach. And this is something that the Wolverines have been doing. Another volunteer coach for Ellwood City, Mr. Chris Biondi. He's also doing Game Changer, so I know he's fretting like I am, trying to figure out who left fielder is.
No, I'm looking at the Seton LaSalle Game Changer, and they still have Sear in there, but their Game Changer also had Sear going in for Kerr. So I'm not quite sure how this is happening, but hopefully we can get an explanation. Nonetheless, it is what it is.
So that bunt attempt there by Biondi was fouled off. That'll make the count 0-1 here. A little conversation with the umpire. Making sure everything's okay.
Yeah, well, he's explaining to Biondi that, yeah, you requested time doesn't mean I have to give it to you. And he didn't. He felt that the pitcher was in his motion. Time is not granted.
Bunt attempt again. He did go after it and attempt it, so that will be another strike. 0-2 here for Biondi.
Zaworski, 4+ innings, 6 runs, only 2 of them earned on 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, 5 walks.
In the end, if you just take away 1 inning, he was darn good for the Rebels on the mound. Pick-off attempt there again at first. Back safe.
Pretty solid move there from
left-handed
throwing Ryan Kerr. Always was jealous of the left-handed pitchers.
0-2 pitch here, outside and high. Makes count 1-2.
Makes me kind of happy that my about-to-be 2-year-old seems to be favoring that left hand there, Brett.
I'm assuming you're not left-handed at all.
No.
In any way or form. Neither am I, so don't have to feel bad about that one. Swing and a miss there by Biondi for the first out. It took a while, but that is officially the first out of the inning. Wolverines 5 runs so far, and you want to keep it going here as much as you can because you also know that your starter, Aaron Lake, either way, if he does come out for the 6th inning, he will not be out for the 7th. So you want to get as many runs as you can while the getting is good. Cuevas, attempt there. And
That's going to be they're going to keep him here. They're going to say it's a strike.
Yeah. Yeah, it did hit him, but he did attempt there. And
he's saying, the umpire's saying that it hit the bat.
Ah.
And that's what first base coach is asking for clarification of. And
okay.
I don't think you can really appeal that either.
Yeah. Coach Brad Welsh just makes a little journey down here just to see if he can. Have to go back there to first base. So that'll go down as just a simple strike. As Cuevas shows bunt again, and all of a sudden, my goodness, Sebastian comes all the way in 3 feet away. And time is called because of that. I've always thought this whole checkers chess thing, I would do that too. Come in. If he's shown bunt, I'm going to come in all the way right to you.
We saw that, though, in the first game here tonight. Almost the exact same scenario. And the pitcher just said, I'm going to step off and take a break.
Pitch outside there makes the count even now 1-1. Again, Cuevas at the mound, at the plate here. Pickoff attempt again by Kerr.
Now the question is, now you've got the 2 pickoff rule in the professionals. You got the pitch clock in both professional and college ball. How long before potentially one of those can make it down here to the high school level?
I will take a shot clock in you-know-what sport first.
And I'll argue against it.
It's always a good battle.
Yeah.
There's always that one game where you feel it should be this way, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, that's why not.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's exactly why this is such a
it's tough,
hot button topic. But
I think what it comes down to ultimately for me, when more states do it than not, you kind of follow the mold.
Yeah.
And
one of my colleagues with Sportsnet, Tim Continenza, made a great point. If you're going to go to the 5 fouls per quarter, you need to speed the game up a little bit just to make sure.
Yes, agreed. Common sense there, I like when it comes through.
Yeah, that's the first fully logical explanation, and yours is about the closest second that I've heard.
Mm-hmm. It's back here, 1-2 pitch. Drops down low. That'll make the count now even 2-2.
Imagine Cuevas swinging a hot bat, now hitting .316 on the year. You got 16 RBIs on the year, hitting out of the 8th spot. Just balancing the RBIs throughout top to bottom.
Swing there, swing and a miss. There will be the 2nd out of the inning.
Beautiful breaking ball there.
Yeah, nice.
Bottom fell out of it.
So now we get that most intriguing matchup here. We got a lefty-on-lefty action here. It'll be Kerr versus Landis. Landis 0 for 2 so far. Always interesting when you see lefty-lefty.
9th batter of the inning.
Wow. First pitch there drops on the outside edge there for ball 1.
Yeah, wow is right when you consider there was 1 hit and 1 run through the first 4 innings.
So far, Wolverines 3 hits, but you also got to give credit to the 3 errors by the Rebels. 3 plus 3, do the quick math, that's 6 runs. Pitch outside again, coming our way, gets past the glove of the catcher, and Cameron Mills quickly turns there to third almost. He'll be there safe at second. And all of a sudden now, here we go. Contact in the field of play. Anything over the head is going to be possible. Runner in that scoring position now is Mills.
Yeah, this is what you dream for as a 9-hitter. As 9-hitter my whole life, you get a chance to swing the bat, get a couple more runs across.
2-0 count there. Good pitch, just missing though. Makes now 3-0 in favor of Landis. And if you go any farther with Landis, you got Biscup, Kennedy, and Keller turning at the top of the table. Look out. 3-0 pitch from Kerr. Drops in there, but it misses on the outside edge for ball 4. So that will now plate Landis at first, and we head back to the top of the lineup.
Just the way that we began this inning. Biscup on base all 3 times, a walk, a hit batsman, and reached on an error.
So Mills at second, Landis at first. 2 outs, 5 runs for the Wolverines so far in this bottom of the 5th inning. Out in left field. Look back at the runner there at second. Runner gets back safe. One 0 count. Down low, missing again, and unfortunately for Ryan Kerr, he's had a tough time coming in. It's tough to come in with a jam, but then all of a sudden you're throwing a lot of balls here. I believe that was pitch number 19 or 18, and most of them so far have been on the outside edge. 2-0 count. Contacted there by Biscup, gets through the infield. Mills rounding around third. He's going to be held, and I like that. That was a smart move by Coach Wise. Throw there, misses. Oh boy. Whew.
Don't lollygag back to the bag there, young man.
And I wouldn't doubt when you have the head coach at third base, he may give you a little talk. Either way, base hit, good contact there by Biscup. So bases loaded, 2 outs, and here we go. Nate Kennedy now up at the plate, looking to possibly put a bow on this one for the Wolverines late in the, bottom 5th inning. Wow.
This inning began, it was Laurel softball still going on.
And that dugout, or press box, is locked up and closed up, so we know that one's definitely done for sure.
Well, let me tell you what, with the number of spots that we have to play extra during the postseason to support the sponsors and through the WPIAL and NFHS network, when you get a couple of 3-inning games, that's a long post-game show there, Brad.
I bet it is. Oh, and they just shut off the lights for softball. So there you go. Softball is definitely done for sure.
Have fun walking up in the dark there, crew.
Just a little bit. 1-0 pitch here from Kerr. Inside again. Going in the wrong direction. That's a 2-0 count again as well for Kerr.
Now you got
smart move here. Time called, and catcher there, Brody Torchia. Yep. Torchia. Goes out there and talks there for a little bit, trying to get a little bit hold of what's going on here. Again, folks, some local scores there. Obviously, Riverside made the comeback, 4-3 victory. So Riverside Panthers move on. Lady Wolverines with a first-round bye. McGuffey defeated Ligonier Valley, so we now know the matchup, the Highlanders and the Lady Wolverines. Don't know the time and place just yet, but we know it will be for sure Monday. Everything else will be announced, obviously, on the Lawrence County Sports Network, as well as Ellwood City Wolverines. Ball drops in, missing there, makes the count now 3-0.
Yeah, dropped down below the zone. Again, that's big sweeping curve, and bottom drops out of it, but dropped out too early.
3-0 count here. Pitch outside for ball 4, and that's going to walk in the run. It's now 7-0 Wolverines.
RBI the easy way. How about this? We kind of alluded to it with the balance of RBIs throughout the lineup. Coming in today's game, the fewest RBI for one of the starters was 9. 2 different guys had 9. Well, guess what? Kennedy just got his 10th, and the other one is Aaron Lake, who started with 9, now has 12.
Power of numbers. First pitch swinging by Keller. It's going to get a nice play for the shortstop there. What a play by Testa. Sonny Testa makes the 3rd out, but damage is done by the Wolverines. They go for 6. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning. It's 7-0 Ellwood City.
For Ellwood City.
All right, folks, welcome back here. Top of the 6th inning after the Wolverines go for 6 in the bottom of the 5th. It's 7-0 Ellwood City. We do have a pitching change for the Wolverines, as to be expected. That'll close the book, and we'll get those numbers from Dotson here shortly on Lake. On the mound now is the shortstop, Nate Kennedy. So Lake slides from pitcher to shortstop to pitcher, and that is number 5, Nate Kennedy. Nate Kennedy kind of started off as the 3rd pitcher for the Wolverines and quickly made some strides this year and kind of been sitting there at the 2-3 spot, kind of been the rotation when they do section games during the season. Sitting here at the 3-0 count, pitch there fouled, hits the catcher's face mask there. Blue will come out and give a little time here. Coach Wise will actually come out and just check on Keller. Give him a little bit of a breather. Again, folks, the winner of this game will play Mohawk. The Mohawk Warriors next week, next Tuesday. That's the plan of attack, unless obviously the weather plays a factor. But
and I'm not going to count my chickens early here, but the fact that we would have not one but 2 baseball county versus county games on Tuesday. Something for all photography is going to love that one too. I know where she's going to be. If you're just tuning in, Laurel with the upset victory over Mount Pleasant. They will take on Shenango, who were 1-0 victors.
Wow, Laurel, Shenango, Ellwood, possible with Mohawk. Wow.
Question. So we were kind of debating, where will that game be played? I have a couple of guesses.
Pitch there, fouled off once again. That's number 7, Sonny Testa. He's looking to kind of make a gem play there at shortstop to come back and kind of get this Seton LaSalle going.
It's funny how it always works, isn't it? Make a good play in the field, you get a chance to come at bat first. Well, guess what? He has no official at bats yet. 2 walks so far in the game. Make it 3.
Wow. I know it's only 1 base, but that is a good at bat there for Sonny Testa. And right now, the Rebels, all they need is base runners.
That's exactly it. You're not going to get 7 runs with 1 swing of the bat. You got to get base runners one at a time. And if there's a team out there that is able to do that, it is definitely a team that is so fundamentally sound and such a championship pedigree. Like when I saw the brackets come out and saw they're a 14 seed, I mean, especially when they were tied for 2nd in their section, but that just tells you how wacky this entire 3A bracket was, because you had the Quinn champions there in Section 3. Here's Seton LaSalle in Section 4, tied for 2nd with Charleroi. But, I mean, so far it's shown that, this here in Section 1 has proven to be strong with 3 advancing so far and Ellwood City with a 7-0 lead here.
I'm assuming that's never happened in history before. And the fact that 5 teams co-champions is something else. High fly ball here by number 12, Sear. It's going to be a catch and caught there by it's going to be the second baseman, Biondi, there making the catch there just on the outside edge of the dirt for a high sky first out. But back to what I was saying, I'm assuming that's the first time it's ever happened, and I'm assuming that's probably the only time it's going to happen. 5 co-champions. That is insane.
Yeah, I mean,
that's 10 games you split somehow.
Well, think about. I think the reason why Deer Lakes first off got the highest seeding out of all of them is because they were the only team that split with all 4 others.
Right.
But the fact that they all beat each other and they all had the 4 losses all to each other meant that you couldn't do really any tiebreaker. It's insane.
And unfortunately, at that point, sometimes it just comes down to non-section play who maybe won the most games at that point.
Yeah, well, what I do like is that they made it so that they were all spread out through the bracket. Because if you'd gone true seeding, they probably were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that would mean you'd have the 7, 10, and 8, 9 playing immediately. And
you're pretty much eliminating 2 just like that. Good contact there. Base hit by number 27, Brody Torchia, the catcher, and back-to-back base runners, a walk and now a base hit, first and second now for Seton LaSalle.
And only the second hit of the game. Let's get those final numbers as a courtesy runner coming out. That's probably Ben Erickson again, heading out to run. Final numbers: 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, 2 hit batsmen, 5 innings of 1 hit baseball with no runs allowed there for Aaron Lake. Now Nate Kennedy in his first inning of relief.
And if you look at those numbers on the paper, you would not be happy with it as a coach per se, but again, we're sitting here staring at a 7-0 game. You take your wins and your losses. A win is all that matters moving forward in the playoffs.
And he left the game with, a goose egg on the board. Did the job in the end.
So here we go, first and second now. Kennedy, a little bit of trouble here. This one fouled right back, and a little reaction there. And if you're not awake now, you're awake now.
But what's the beauty of baseball? Game doesn't end until you get those 21 outs.
Yeah.
And no out is going to be handed to you.
And your job right now is you're trying to split this in halves. You got 2 more innings, this inning and the next. You like to get this down into a reachable 4 runs, 3 runs if possible. But, again, base runners is key. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hits the corner, gets strike there for Kennedy, and it's now 1-2. At the plate there is Roman Lanero. He's looking to bounce back. Fortunately charged with 3 of those errors.
Oh.
And you got to feel for the kid. That is just, and you said it, Dotson, those were all tough plays. Not many are going to make those plays efficiently.
And, when it rains, it pours. It just somehow feels that way.
It does.
Yeah, one game that sticks in mind earlier in the year. Again, I get to go through all the box scores across the county. There was a game that Mohawk baseball had 8 errors in one game. I think it might have been 9 or 10.
Right. I know we had a 14-11 victory that also had 8 errors, and it could have been more. Pitch there misses and makes the count even 2-2. You take into account wild pitches and pass balls and hit batsmen, all of a sudden those errors feel like 30. So again here for the Rebels, first and second, 1 out, 2-2 pitch here. Runners going, contact there in the field of play, gets past the first baseman's glove. That will bring one back now. On the run and gun there by Testa. He'll come in and score, so that'll make the score now 7-1. Kennedy gives one back. First and second now for the Rebels.
And good job for Lanera. I mean, to be able to at least attest a little bit for it and get something back with a good swing out of the 9-hole. And look at this. Your 6 hitter leads off with a walk. Your 8 and 9 hitters get hits, and all of a sudden you maybe get something cooking. And again, you can't get 7 runs until you get that first one.
So we head back to the top of the lineup here, and that's going to be Don Breisinger, 0 for 2 today. But again, folks, 1 out here. Runners on the bases. First pitch called strike for Kennedy.
Walked and stole in the 4th inning.
And the book on Kennedy is he's not flash-tastic this year, speed-wise pitching. He's methodical. He'll make the pitch. He's going to throw it to where he needs to. Kind of like a contact pitcher.
Yeah.
If you are a good contact team, you got to be careful.
Yeah, similar to a Jake Rendon and Shannon. Not going to overpower you, but he's going to pitch backwards a lot of the times. You make that fastball looks a lot faster after you've broken a couple of curveballs. So it's all about control and about mix. I don't care if you're throwing 95 or if you're throwing 75. If you can mix it with a good breaking ball, an off speed or something, you're going to be effective.
0-2 pitch. Swing there, foul tipped off the catcher. Keller's had a rough inning getting hit here.
That's what they live for, right?
Yeah, that's why you wear the pads. So I'll get a little check here, and I'll keep the count 0-2. And if you're the Wolverines, 0-2, you want to get this out at least and just keep it on the infield. This is such a non-crucial moment of the game. It's 7-1, but at the same time, you can kind of hurt the hopes of the running Rebels here. 0-2 count. That one, Bresinger thought about it. Gladly holds back, though. A pitch up high makes the count 1-2.
Yeah, good hold.
Again, folks, doing this all with 2 runners on, first and second. Testa came across the plate, made it 7-1. Here's the pitch. That one drops in for a called strike, and that will be the second out of the inning.
First strikeout for Kennedy in relief, and a big one again. How many times have we seen that today? In a crucial situation, you get not only a K, but the backwards case. 5 of the 6 for Aaron Lake were strikeouts looking.
So that'll set up now number 10, Connor Rathar, center fielder. Came into play 404 in today's game. 0 for 2 today. He is as statistics call it, he is the best hitter on the team. Pitch drops in for Kennedy for strike 1. As we are past the 9:13 local mark time. This one started at 7 on point. About 2 hours so far. That one drops in again, and quickly like that, Nate Kennedy taking advantage, 0-2. First and second, 2 outs, 0-2 pitch from Kennedy. Pitch there, drops in just low. Oh, that was close.
Everybody wanted that. Cam Mills and Aaron Lake on the left side of the infield were halfway to the dugout.
Well, if that was a rainy day, then the umpire may be calling that one.
You'd like to say not, but
yeah,
we know
I'd like
how
to
that works.
say not. On a rainy day, maybe a non-playoff game. That may change it. 1-2 count from Kennedy. That one drops in as well, but low again and a little bit outside. Makes the count even now, 2-2.
Yeah, great holds on both of them from
Gotta
Rothhard.
give him credit.
Absolutely.
That may be why he's
I
considered the best batter for Seton.
Well, sure, no kidding. I love that Kennedy went right back to it as well. You laid off it once. Can you do it again? Props to him.
Deuces wild, 2 runners, first and second, 2-2 count. Catches the outside edge, but just missing again. We're going full, folks, here. 3-2, 2 outs, first and second.
So again, runners will be off and going with the pitch. Fielders hold your position. Everybody's screaming it from the dugout, letting each other know. Hold the position. Field your spot.
Kennedy with the pitch. Contact there to the right side. We'll line it up and do it again as this one's going to get into foul territory. Nice little run there from first baseman Will Nardone and Landis just to look at into the tree line. If it was the 6th inning and I was in right field, I'd be walking in the opposite direction saying, where's my food?
Yes. Making me think about the chicken sandwich I'm going to be stopping to get on the way home.
Yeah. I have a feeling a Sheets run may be involved for us.
Oh, absolutely.
Get some gas to fill up. 3-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and a big strikeout for the Wolverines. Give credit to Nate Kennedy getting through the inning. It's 7-1. Rebels get 1. We're headed to the top of the 7th. Ellwood by 6. All right, folks, welcome back here. Getting a little ahead of myself. Bottom of the 6th inning, Wolverines up at the plate here. Got to give credit to North Allegheny High School. Great lineup here, and the legendary Brandon Rossi on the call here. Got some great music, some Everlong. We hope for the Wolverines, Everlong. It's kind of a play on words for the playoffs.
About a big monkey wrench. That's basically what Aaron Lake has been here to Seton LaSalle. 5 innings of 1-hit baseball, and he's got 3 RBI on the day, and he takes this one right on the derriere.
I can guarantee if you asked him, he'd rather swing every day, but from the dugout, we'll take a base runner there first.
3rd time on base for Lake.
So that'll bring up number 12, Will Nardone. Had a little bit of a quiet day so far at the plate here. 0 for 3, looking to break through, and that's one of those things when you're looking down and up and down this lineup. Sometimes one player may not have the best game or the solid at-bats, but the next day it's like roles reversed.
Yeah, and that's big. That's absolutely huge.
And that is the big difference from this Wolverine team from last year. You look at this batting lineup; it is lethal at every position. You may think you can get a break, and That's 7, 8, 9 come through as well. Pitch there down low, swing and a miss there by Nardone, makes the count even 1-1. Nardone, senior for the Wolverines, one of the captains as well, and he will be playing at Penn State Shenango. I'll put a little asterisk there because I'm not sure what's going to happen to Shenango.
You saw that too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shenango, one of, I think, 5 or 6 Commonwealth campuses that are potentially going to be shut down here and consolidated.
So we do know that Nardone's going to be pitching and playing baseball someplace. That we definitely know for sure. So here's the 1-1 pitch from Kerr. Time not granted. Nardone's got to know that. He's not granted, and he actually got lucky. It's a 2-1 count.
Yeah, the pitch missed upstairs. Yeah, you can request time. It is not automatically granted. The umpire has to grant it to you. And a couple of times you've seen an Ellwood City player do that and taking his hand off the bat. It's the last thing you ever do. Keep both hands on the bat, verbally request time, and if not, you're still ready to hit.
And in the end, it somehow works out for Nardone as that pitch misses outside for Kurtz. Now it's 3-1. You got a runner at first, and Wolverines looking to get a run back here. 7-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch up high for ball 4. So Nardone finds a way, and he works a walk there. 0 for 3 today, but you get to get on base, and you never know what can happen.
Yeah, reached on an error and scored in the 5th. Now the walk. Doesn't matter. Find a way to get on base is everything that matters. I think we have another Seton LaSalle pitching change.
And the nice thing is we're going to figure out who this left fielder is.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how that lineup worked because everything looked out there like it was Noah Sear who had gone in the lineup in place of Ryan Kerr, and then Kerr just went to the mound.
And he is jogging perfectly. I can't see the number.
I know,
Number
right?
12. So number 12 we have listed as Noah Sear. They did say a different name when he came up, so I'm wondering if this is a different.
It must be something
along
those lines. We'll try to get it all sorted out.
Yeah, we'll take a timeout here, folks. Bottom of the 6th, Wolverines up by 6. All right, folks, welcome back here. Bottom of the 6th. Back to live action here. First and second for the Wolverines. Pitching change now is going to be number 30, Jesse Fedoric, up on the mound for the Rebels. First pitch there, right down the middle, called strike. At the plate is number 8, Cameron Mills. Dotson took a little trip over to Mr. Rossi to see if we can figure out what happened there in left field and all that little technicality of who played what position. 0-1 count here. A little, check swing there by Mills, fouls it off, makes it quickly 0-2 in favor of Fedoruk. As we get close to the 9:30 mark local time here, bottom of the 6th. First and second, 0-2 count here for Doric, pitching to Mills. Here's the pitch. Down low. Good hold there by Mills. I'll make the count 1-2.
So I just talked to Brandon Rossi, and I got the answer of no answer. One thing for sure, it was a straight 9 lineup, confirmed. There was no DH listed in the lineup card that he was given. So,
okay.
Yeah, still trying to figure out how that one happened, but
sometimes no answer is
yeah, we can
the answer, I guess.
Talk to Coach Wise after, see if we can figure that one out.
So 1-2 pitch here from Fedoruk. Outside, down low again, makes the count even now 2-2.
Believe it or not, we're not the only game that's still going on, though.
Wow.
South Park, Mount Pleasant, they just had their first pitch about 30 to 45 minutes ago. They started way late as well. I'm trying to get some information from Sean Myers.
My goodness.
Said started at 8:20. It was scheduled for 8.
My goodness. It's a late night. Wow. Good contact there, but unfortunately in the wrong direction. Straight up by Mills. Infield fly is in play, so that'll be an out either way. Catch was made by Testa, so one gone.
We actually saw an interesting infield fly scenario in a softball game yesterday. There was a pop fly behind the shortstop. If they'd been playing at normal shortstop position, it would have been an easy catch, but the infield was in with the bases loaded. They all assumed infield fly was called. They all held ground. And then they didn't advance, and they ended up getting 2 forced out as a result. Got a double play, still got a run in, but you know, sometimes the infield fly can work against you, and this is another one. There'll be an infield fly call.
Yep. So does it matter? Runners will try to advance, and they are going to advance. That is an out.
Yeah, batter is still out. Advance at your own risk, and actually a smart play.
Yeah.
Whether realize that by Lake that there was nobody covering third, or whether it was because of not realizing an infield fly. Either way, he finds his way to third base.
Something else.
Yikes.
The nice thing about baseball.
And I haven't seen one of those all year. Now we've seen back-to-back.
If you haven't seen it, now you have. Box and now this. Wow. So Cuevas comes up the plate here. Big opportunity. First pitch down low, ball 1. We talked about it. Coming into play, 316. 0 for 2 today, but all it takes is one swing, and second and third here for the Wolverines. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Contact there, fouled off by Cuevas, and he kind of takes an extra swing at his bat there afterwards. He knew he messed that one up.
Well, and that's one where you get fooled on a breaking ball early in the count. No need to swing at it. Let it go, because you have another pitch, that's like 2 more pitches at least, coming your way.
So 1-1 count here to Cuevas. 2 outs. Pitch right there on the bottom corner. Makes the count now 1-2 in favor of Fedoruk.
St. LaSalle needs at least 6 to keep the game going in the top of the 7th inning, but they got them meet their order, 3, 4, 5 due up.
And it's doable because the Wolverines, just last inning, they scored 6 of their own.
Yep.
1-2 pitch. Good contact by Cuevas. It's going to be a tough play by the shortstop. He bobbled it, and that will play Aaron Lake for the run. So that number goes up by 1. It's now 8-1 Ellwood City.
And now that's both games here tonight at North Allegheny featuring 4 errors in the game. Won't go down as an RBI, but Cuevas will bring in another run, and we're going to bring another trip to the mound, another pitcher.
Yeah.
And Nate Baxendale going to go to the hill.
So we'll take another timeout here, folks. Wolverines get another one back. It's 8-1. All right, folks, welcome back here. Bottom of the sixth. A little bit of a lineup change and pitching change. It'll be number 14 now, Nathan Baxendale on the mound. He'll take over for number 30, Jesse Fedoric. So this will be the fourth pitcher indirectly for the Rebels to go on the mound.
2/3 innings thrown for Fedoric in relief.
Bunt attempt there pulled back by Landis. And just your typical play there, throw to second, runner's safe. And unfortunately now the throw to third gets past third baseman's glove. And that will plate another run. And there goes the fifth error up on the board for the Rebels.
Well, they ran the play well. You got the cutoff to short, and shortstop's the one who's then looking and thought he had a chance to get Nardone at third base, and, well, throw went wild.
Damn.
Fifth error. Wow. And all in the last 2 innings, by the way.
And that'll put Cuevas now at third with 2 outs. Second pitch called a strike as well, so an 0-2 count on Landis here. 9-1 lead.
And again, very unlike a Seton LaSalle team. 5 errors.
Good contact by Landis, ripped down the left third base line, but deep foul there. That one actually made it up onto the blacktop. Gotta be careful, that could be close to hitting high school. Again, nice facilities here at North Allegheny. We do appreciate them hosting. Contact to the left field here will be Landis. Good in the field of play, a couple steps back, but comes forward and makes the third out, is the left fielder officially listed as Ryan Kurt. So we'll head to the top of the 7th. Last chance opportunity here for the Rebels. The score being 9-1 Ellwood City. All right, folks, welcome back here. Last chance opportunity here, top of the 7th. Rebels down to 3 outs here with a 9-1 lead for the Wolverines. At the plate, that'll be number 5, and that will be officially Ryan Kerr. First pitch there, called strike there for the pitcher, and that being Nate Kennedy. He came in the late goings here for the Wolverines. Kind of a cleanup drill here for Kennedy to finish this one out.
And right now you're saying, hey, just throw strikes. We'll take outs. We'll give up if we have to give up hits and a couple of runs. No big deal. We just need to get 3 outs on the board.
Exactly. Contact there, pop fly here, opportunity. It'll be Keller. Takes the mask off, makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Notice there, folks, he found the ball, then threw the mask to make sure he didn't throw it somewhere where he could potentially trip over. Textbook, well done there behind the dish from Jordan Keller.
So now that will bring up the next batter, number 31, Sebastian Norkovicus. First time I said that right. We'll take that as a win.
Right. We're going to claim credit to Mr. Rossi. You just followed his lead.
That's exactly what it was. Good contact, first pitch swing, but to the second base and Biondi, throw to first in time, and just like that, a couple pitches, and Rebels are down to 1 out.
Yeah, final chance, and it's going to be Sikorsky started at the pitcher's mound, then moved to first base. representing the final chance here for Seton LaSalle.
So again, number 11, Michael Swarovski, who started the pitching for the Rebels. Last opportunity here. Got to get bases. Can't get it all back with one swing. First pitch there, outside, dropped low for ball 1.
Looking for his first hit of the game, 0 for 3 on the day. Only 3 hits for the Rebels, 4 for Ellwood all day.
Good pitch there by Kennedy. Strike either way, makes the count even 1-1. Yeah, for 10 runs to come across the board, you only see 7 total hits between the two teams. You kind of see the 5 after that. 5 errors there by the Rebels, unheard of, and not what we expected from the Rebels in the past 5-6 years. A team, again, with 6 WPIAL titles. No pushover, Ellwood with 5 as well, but and a lot of section titles between these two teams. I counted them up, 21 and 14 or something like that. A lot of section titles. 1-2 pitch. Contact there, foul out of play.
Yeah, I knew they weren't going to be going down without a fight.
Right.
Right down to the final strike. 7 times. 7 times they fouled off a ball with 2 strikes today.
It's always brings up the question of how many balls do you go through in a game and how much does it cost you?
Oh, especially here.
Yeah.
$9 a ball, I'm told.
$9 a ball. 1-2 pitch. Good contact there by Swarovski. It's going to hang up, though. Left fielder Biscuit makes the catch, and there is the 3rd out of the inning. The final score here from North Allegheny in favor of your Ellwood City Wolverines, 9-1.
Final line score, Seton LaSalle with 1 run on 3 hits, 5 errors. They left 10 runners on the bags. For Ellwood City, also left 9 on the bags, but 9 runs on 4 hits, no errors. That's the big difference right there. No errors in the game for Ellwood City, and again, 9 runners left stranded on the bases. Quick recap. First run, 2-out single from Aaron Lake in the 3rd. They then put up 6 more runs in the 5th inning. 3 errors in the first 5 batters, a 2-run double for Aaron Lake sandwiched in there as well, and then Cam Mills with a 2-run single as well in that big inning. 12 players went to the plate in that inning, by the way, for Ellwood City, and then they got 2 more on the board in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hit batsman and walk for Lake and Nardone. Each of them scored in the inning as well. The only run coming for Seton LaSalle on an RBI from Roman Linero in the top of the 6th inning. Final score again, 9-1, Ellwood City over Seton LaSalle. Brad Winhurst, if you don't mind, I'd love to be able to give a shout-out for something we do at Lawrence County Sportsnet. After every broadcast, we give out a Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game and an MVP Insurance MVP of the game. So we'll give them out in this one, and it's tough, too, because we also like to spread the wealth. So I think a very obvious choice, we're actually going to go away from it. I'm going to go with the MVP of the game, actually, to Jacob Biscup, your leadoff man who got on base 4 times today, scored 2 runs in the contest, made a couple nice plays out in the field as well. We're going to go with Biscup as your MVP of the game, and we're going to go with Aaron Lake, winning pitcher, 1 hitter, 3 RBI, but that big 2-run double is what really broke it open there in the top of the 5th inning. So that 2-run double is what we're going to give as the Maley Chiropractic Play of the game. So we're going to get them a couple of T-shirts here on the way out of the door as well, in honor of their award as tonight's MVP of the game and Play of the game. 2 hours, 37 minutes for the record as well. A final score again, 9-1, Ellwood over Seton LaSalle, and they will take on Mohawk on Monday. So Ellwood City against Mohawk on the baseball diamond. You also have Shenango against Laurel, and Neshannock taking on Freedom. On the softball diamond, you talked Ellwood City will be taking on McGuffey. That's on Monday. You'll have Mohawk, Neshannock, Shenango, and Laurel also doing battle on the softball diamond. A great day for Lawrence County overall. Just 1 blemish on the day with Union Baseball losing to Carmichaels. But other than that, we got a lot of games coming on Monday and Tuesday, Brad. We're going to have some fun.
The fun continues, and a slow start here, I would say, for the Ellwood City Wolverines. Not the start that you want from Aaron Lake efficiency-wise, but the job is done. You got the win. You got some really good ending. That 4th and 5th inning was very crucial for Aaron Lake, and he got through the jams twice. Bases loaded, got their way out of it. That's what makes the difference between a 3 seed, a 4 seed, and all the way down to the 14 seed. seed.
Absolutely.
So the Wolverines will move on. They will play next week, next Tuesday, with all the details later on Lawrence County Sports Network, their social media accounts, our social media accounts for Ellwood City Sports. And then we will also have some updates and details for the Lady Wolverines. The softball team will be playing on Monday against the number 6 seed McGuffey Highlanders. Time, location, that whole works, all obviously being determined. Most likely we'll know by tomorrow mid-afternoon, mid-evening. So once again, folks, final score here from North Allegheny High School. The Wolverines advance 9-1 over the Seton LaSalle Rebels. On behalf of Ellwood City Sports, Brad Windhorst alongside my dad, Dave Windhorst, and Mr. The Guy, the go-to guy for Lawrence County Sports Network, the James Dotson. Good night, folks, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. We'll see you next week for more baseball and softball.